Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up? What's up? Serene, so good to see you. Happy Friday to you all. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you all. Got my tar in the building. Know my worth. What's going on? Miss Tia, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. What's up, Michelle? Big homie. We in here, big homie. Big homie, we are in here. Big homie, we gonna shut it down today. Jatanya, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So good to see you all. So good to see you all. What's up, Lisette? So good to see you. Matilda's in the building. What's up, Matilda? So good to see you, beloved. So good to see you. So good to see you all. Do me a favor, real quick, if you haven't already done so, and share the live. What's up, Rich? So good to see you, Rich. Share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so, please. I appreciate it. God's favorite, what's going on? What's going on? So good to see you. God's favorite's in the building. Again, do me a favor, you guys. Let's get the likes up so that we can get the medicine out. Share the live to your stories, please, for me, real quick. We gotta get the medicine out to the world, you guys. We gotta get the medicine out to the world. They need it. They need it. They need it. They needed something terrible. I appreciate that, God's favor. I appreciate that, beloved. What's up, Queen? So good to see you all. So good to see you all. If you are watching from any other streaming platform, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever, you are welcome to come and join us on TikTok. I am on TikTok live right now as we speak. I am on TikTok live as we speak. So if you're on a different platform, you are welcome to come to TikTok where the party is actually going down, so you don't have to experience it somewhere else. Just to bring you in, bring you into what's going on. What's up, Corey? So Presley, what's up, family? So good to see you. That's family right there. So Presley's been with me for a minute now. Yeah, we've been rocking for a minute. Something happened. What happened? Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, beloved. Seeker of truth. I love that. God's favor. I appreciate you. I appreciate you in ways you can't even imagine. Sefe, what's going on, family? That's family right there. That's fam. That's fam. Can't tell him nothing about his coach. That part I know. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's BDM. That's BDM tatted. That crown is BDM, $1 billion mentality. It's BDM. Do me a favor, real quick, you guys. Again, share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. What's up, Callie's in the building. So happy to have you in the building, Callie. What's up, April? Do me a favor, you guys. Again, share the live to your stories. Let's get the likes up so that we get the medicine out. You caught that, Richard, huh? Today's conversation is going to be a powerful one. You're going to need 2 seatbelts for today's conversation. You're going to need 2 seatbelts. Type me in the comments real quick. I appreciate that. Type me in the comments real quick if you haven't. Dage, what's up, beloved? That's family right there. That's family right there. Destiny's in the building. What's up, Destiny? So good to see you, beloved. Do me a favor real quick. Type me in the comments if this is your first time ever watching me live ever. Just want to make sure I don't miss anyone. Queen said every live, coach. I know, huh? I'm always saying that, huh? Okay. Okay. It's got some first timers on. I see you got some first timers. Let me just do a quick intro. Um, there's a reason why I paused. My name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach. That doesn't mean anything. I'm going to just be honest with you, beloved. That doesn't mean anything. I'm a certified life coach, and I've been a certified life coach for a very long time. That means it doesn't mean anything. I'm just going to be honest with you. It means nothing. I teach self mastery, I teach self awareness, I coach some of the most powerful people in the world. I am also the best selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? This book is a bestseller. It's a game changer. It's available on Amazon right now as we speak. Let me go back into why I said it doesn't mean anything. What means something is the value that I can bring to your life. That's what means something. We get caught up in labels, we get caught up in titles, we get caught up, seeing people through their degrees and their level of education and all of those things. All of that's wonderful. We get caught up with this celebrity and that celebrity, and he said this and she said that. None of that matters. What matters is what value can a person bring to your table specifically? That's the only thing that matters. I can tell you that I'm the best coach in the world. It doesn't matter if I can't bring value to your table. It doesn't matter. I can tell you I'm the best barber in the world. It doesn't matter if I can't bring value to your table. I can tell you that I'm the best entertainer in the world. Doesn't matter. See, we got to get past all of that. That's what self mastery is about. It's not about, oh, this is my mom, and this is my dad, and this is my husband, and this is my wife, and these are my children. And we get caught up with these labels and titles that we assign to people. And those people oftentimes don't live up to that. And because you back that label or that title with emotion, it keeps you blind from seeing that this person doesn't really rock with you like that. Yeah, they carry the label of mom, but mom doesn't really rock with you like that. Or they carry the label of husband, but the husband doesn't really rock with you like that. Or they carry the label of wife, but the wife doesn't really rock with you like that. And so when you start, that's why with self-awareness and self-mastery, it's about getting rid of the labels and really seeing people for who they are, not for who you imagine them to be, not for the labels. Stop seeing people through labels, stop seeing people through titles, and see people through their actions. Judge people based upon how they rock with you. Judge them based upon their behaviors as it pertains to you and the value that they bring to your life. And then you'll always see things clearly and accurately, and stop seeing people through the label of husband. That's my husband, but he doesn't act like one. That's my wife, but she doesn't act like one. That's my best friend, but the same person you call him a best friend talks behind your back when you're not there. Tears your name down when you're not around. And then that person will come right back smiling in your face and clapping for you and all of these other things like that, because every person you call a best friend has someone else that they call a best friend that's not your best friend, that they go and tell all your little secrets to. So you got to stop seeing people through these labels and titles and start seeing people through the value that they bring to your life specifically. And then you see reality clearly. So I can tell you, oh, I'm a life coach. And in my mind, I'm the best life coach in the world. But none of that matters if I can't add value to your life. It doesn't matter. I didn't say anything. Those are just words. They don't mean anything. What means something is, what can I do for you? That's to be the only focus right now. And I don't feel any type of way if you're looking at me through that filter, because this is your life. Your life is precious. The time that you are given right now is precious. This moment is precious, more precious than any other moment, because it's the only one you have access to. So, so if this is the only moment that you have, and it is, you don't have the previous moment and you don't have the next moment. Those are all illusions of your thinking. What you have is this moment. And you should always be focused on what value is being added to this moment versus you having people in your life that are taking value away from the moment, which is how relationships end up toxic, which is how we end up getting verbally abused because you've allowed someone to subtract value from your moment versus adding value to your moment. And that's what's important. See, when you develop a self-mastery mindset, you're focused from moment to moment on what's adding value to you and on what's taking value away from you. And this is how you become the most powerful version of yourself. You can't claim to love yourself if you got things in your life right now that are subtracting value from you, but you remain connected to the situation. You remain attached to the situation. The person is abusing you. It's clear as day, but you remain connected to the person. But you're saying that you love yourself. You're saying that you respect yourself. You're saying that you believe in yourself, but clearly that can't be the case. That can't be the case. So this is why, my style of coaching, because I'm going to bring a level of truth to your life that you may not be ready for, but you won't be able to deny. Bottom line. Shonda and I appreciate that, beloved. Again, real quick, let's get the likes up so that we can get the medicine out. Do me a favor, share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. If I missed anyone coming in, welcome. Again, so my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-mastery, self-awareness, relationship mastery, consciousness, emotional intelligence, and helping my students and my clients all over the world to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. Everything in your life currently should help you, should be helping you to become better, stronger, smarter, faster. That's it. How do you master your life? It's 4 simple things. How do you master your life? 4 simple things. Everything in your life should help you to become better, stronger, smarter, faster. That's it. No illusions, no stories, no fantasies, no potential, no one day they might be. No, that's it. Better, stronger, smarter, faster. I'm this version of myself because that's my mindset. Everything that I see it through that filter. Is it helping me become stronger? Is it helping me become better? Is it helping me to become smarter? Is it helping me to become faster? Because if the answer is no, and I allow this thing to remain connected to me, to remain attached to me, then I'm the problem, not the thing. The thing is not the problem, but you're going to blame the thing. When you lack self-awareness, we blame the thing for just being what it is. Every person in your life is just what they are. That's all they are. And they're going to give you what they are. Now, what's going to make that situation abusive, what's going to make that situation toxic is based upon what you accept. If you accept what they are, and even though what they are isn't what you want it to be, even what they are is beneath what you feel you deserve, and you remain, then you're the problem. The person is not the problem. Every single person in your life is operating at full capacity right now in this moment. Full capacity, meaning they are the best of everything they are going to be in this moment. Your job is to see if what they are giving you aligns with where you're going and if it aligns with what you need. If it doesn't align with where you're going and with what you need, then what are you doing with that person in your life? It's not a mad problem. Like, what are you doing with that person in your life? And then you're going to turn around and blame them for them not being more of what you wanted them to be, but they were operating at full capacity. It's not like people are walking around saying, ooh, I could give her 5-star love, but I won't. Ooh, I could give her 5-star respect, but I won't. Ooh, I could give her 5-star kindness or appreciation, but I won't. Nobody walks through the world that way. People walk through the world being exactly what they are. And you encounter those people. You're going to meet some people that's going to give you 5-star love and respect. You're going to meet some people that's going to give you 2-star love and respect. Your job, if you are a 5-star person, is to only align yourself with 5-star people. You can't claim to be a 5-star person, but you're hanging out with people that give you 2-star respect, 2-star love, 2-star appreciation, 2-star effort, but you're a 5-star person. Make it make sense. I'm not asking you to change your life. I'm just asking you to make it make sense. I'm a 5-star person, but you hanging out with 2-star people. What's up, Bobby Chris? So good to see you, beloved. What's up, Nate? I don't give a damn if you live with them. I don't give a damn if you swim with them. I don't give a damn if you walking on the top of the moon with that person. If you allow yourself, if you consider yourself to be a 5-star person, and you are allowing someone to give you 2-star anything, then you are not a 5-star person. You're only pretending to be. What you accept, what you tolerate is who you really are. I need to say that part again. I said what you accept and what you tolerate from other people is a reflection of who you really are. It's a reflection of the value and the worth that you place on yourself, period. I don't give a damn how many affirmation cards you read. I don't give a damn what you say in the mirror because you've been watching somebody's video and they told you to record something to your memory. It doesn't matter what you're saying out of your mouth. What matters is what you accept. What matters is what you tolerate. Because what you entertain is who you really are. You are what you entertain. You are what you tolerate, period. I don't even have to know you. I can just look at what you accept or tolerate from other people. That's going to tell me everything I need to know about you because that's who you really are. It doesn't matter what you say to me. Everybody sounds good. Everybody talk like a boss until it's time to act like one. Your earpiece fall out when I said that part? Just let me know if your earpiece may have fallen out. I said everyone acts like a boss and everyone talks like a boss until it's time to act like one. Because I'm going to tell you, real bosses don't tolerate disrespect. Real bosses don't tolerate verbal abuse. Real bosses don't tolerate you giving them less than they deserve. Real bosses don't tolerate having to show up small. Real bosses don't shrink in the moment. So if you're doing any of those things, you're not a real boss. You're just pretending to be one. I shake the ground everywhere I go. I said, I shake the ground. See, what you got to understand is that I don't have a problem walking by myself. I love hanging out with me. I don't need an entourage. I don't need a group of people. I don't need someone to complete me. I don't need someone to clap for me. I don't need for someone to show up for me. I don't need people to validate me because validation is for parking. If I want to be validated, I'll take my car to the Ritz-Carlton and get validation from that. I don't need people to validate me. I can walk through this world by myself. I don't need anyone I got God I got the coldest company in the world. What you talking about? I'm walking with God all day long. So anybody else, you low-key in the way. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. Anyone else that I add to my life, you low-key in the way, Kev, you better tell them. I'm walking with God all day long. I got the best company in the world. I don't need a third party. I'm walking with him all day long. I low-key don't want nobody. I low-key don't even want you to be a part of that. I'm gonna just be honest with you because I love spending my time with him. I'm learning and teaching and growing all day long. Learning and teaching and growing all day long. Learning and teaching and growing all day long. So the moment that I gotta come and entertain you, you be in the way. So how am I gonna let you come and be a part of that? And you disrespecting me and you don't place the value on my life like you should and you don't appreciate me and all these other things like that. And I'm the problem. You're not the problem. I'm the problem. Bottom line, I'm walking with G-O-D all day long. I don't need no help with that. I don't need your assistance. So if I'm going to add you to my moment, you better be matching my energy. Or why would I have you there? Why would I allow someone to be a part of my life that places less value on me than the value I place on myself? I want you to just think about that question. Why would I allow someone to be a part of my life that places less value on me than the value I place on myself? Why would I allow someone to be a part of my life that places less respect on me than the respect I place on myself. Now I want you to freeze that thought. If you are allowing someone to be a part of your life and they place less value on you and less respect on you than the respect you place on yourself, it's because you don't really place respect on yourself. You don't really place value on yourself. You only think you do. That person is only a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself, period. Every person in your life right now in this moment is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. Bottom line. See, man invented mirrors, but the mirrors were too honest. So we had to get away from the mirrors because the mirrors were too honest. See, the mirror holds that truth, but the mirror can't give you opinions. The mirror can't transfer emotion. The mirror couldn't do any of that. So then God got smart. He said, "Oh, I'm going to turn every person into your mirror." Because that mirror that you stand in front of in the morning, oh, it's limited. It doesn't tell you what's really going on with you. So what he did was he said, "I'm going to turn every person into your mirror." So every single person that comes into your life can only reflect who you really are back to you. You place 5-star respect on yourself, you're going to get 5-star respect back from people. You place 2-star love on yourself, you're going to get 2-star love back from other people. You don't have a powerful relationship with yourself, you will never have a powerful relationship with other people. Every single person that you add to your life is only your mirror. So if you got a toxic relationship, it's because the relationship with yourself is toxic. You're not being respected, it's because you don't respect yourself. You're not being loved and treated with kindness and compassion, is because you don't treat yourself that way. And the fact that you don't treat yourself that way means that you won't mind when other people don't treat you that way. You don't mind at all. You'll never ask someone else to give you what you fail to give yourself. Never. And that's the number one reason why we stay in relationships past the expiration date, because you don't expect them to give you anything because you don't give yourself anything. That's why you do it. You will never ask another person to give you what you fail to give yourself. And because you're so comfortable not giving it to yourself, it doesn't bother you when they don't give it to you. Doesn't bother you at all. That part right there. That part right there. Yeah, if the relationship with yourself isn't powerful, how you gonna have a powerful relationship with someone else? See, that's the problem. We want people to give us things that we don't even give ourselves. You want this person to place all this 5-star respect on you and 5-star love on you and 5-star this and 5-star that, but you don't give that to yourself. The universe doesn't work that way, beloved. The universe will always, listen, the love you receive is the love you believe you deserve. The respect you receive is the respect you believe you deserve. The loyalty you receive is the loyalty you believe you deserve. That's how, because that's where your truth is. We can say anything we want. It all sounds good. Everybody can talk like a boss. That's not what's important. What's important is your self-concept, because your self-concept is everything you believe to be true about you. Your self-concept is the relationship you have with yourself. And here's the problem. No one can see what you think about you. I don't know what you think about you. So everyone that you are attracting into your life, you're attracting from that place, from your self-concept. So if you don't think you're enough and you don't think you're worthy and you still looking at yourself through your pain and you looking at yourself through your past and you looking at yourself through your circumstances, you don't have a powerful relationship with yourself. I can tell you that right now. You looking at yourself through your finances, and you're looking at yourself through your little position at work, and you're looking at what all these other people are doing in the world, and you comparing yourself to these people, comparing your chapter 1 to their chapter 20. You don't have a powerful relationship with yourself. I don't even have to know you to know that. See, your self-concept is who you really are. But the problem is that no one can see that version of you. No one can see what you really think about you. We can hear what you say when you on social media and you promote yourself like you got all this confidence, but it doesn't matter what you say out of your mouth. What matters is what you really believe in your core. If you're in a toxic or abusive relationship right now, you don't have a powerful relationship with yourself. If you tolerate disrespect, you don't have a powerful relationship with yourself. If you shrink in the moment, you don't have a powerful relationship with yourself. If you walk on eggshells around certain people, you don't have a powerful relationship. You let people get off on you, you don't have a powerful relationship with yourself. You let people give you the love they think you deserve, you don't have a powerful relationship with yourself. Period. That's the problem. But when you get around your little friends, you promote yourself like you do. But your self-concept is saying, nah, you really don't. I told you I speak a level of truth that most people can't handle. So if you're allergic to the truth, this ain't the platform for you. You might want to scroll down the street where they dancing. That's why I tell people, man, quit running to jump in these relationships with people and focus on building a powerful relationship with yourself. So that once you start encountering other people, all of your relationships going to be off the chain. I don't have a single weak relationship in my life, not one. Every relationship I have in my life right now is powerful. Powerful. I don't have a single weak relationship. Not one. Damn sure not going to have one with the person that I'm waking up next to every single day. See, I tell you guys this all the time. The last person you say good night to and the first person you say good morning to is either the cause of your joy or the cause of your pain. I don't have to know you to know that. The last person you say good night to and the first person you say good morning to is either the cause of your joy or they are the cause of your suffering right now. So the enemy in your life is that person you waking up next to. I don't have to know you to know that. Now you might have changed the situation. I'll give you that. But 9 out of 10 people on this app, I'm speaking directly to your chest. See, what we fail to understand, let me tell you what we fail to understand. What we fail to understand is that you are the only primary in your life. You got 2 primaries in your life. You've got you and God. I'm gonna just let my silence have a conversation with you. Let me say something. I got to speak for my father right now, who is your father as well. But in this moment, I got to speak for him. I have to. I'll be disrespecting this whole chat. I'll be disrespecting this whole live if I don't say what I'm getting ready to say right now. I will literally be disrespecting this entire chat if I don't say what I'm getting ready to say right now. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm getting ready to say to you. How you gonna let somebody disrespect you and your father don't disrespect you? God has never disrespected you. Not one time. He never spoke behind your back. Not one time. He has never not showed up for you. Not one time. How you gonna let some person walk in your life and treat you in a way that your father doesn't treat you, disrespect you in a way that your father doesn't disrespect for you, not show up for you in a way that he doesn't? He's the blueprint. That's what you're following. Every single person that you add to your life, who would I be? How can I claim to be his son? And I'm sitting here allowing people to treat me less than he treats me. All this 5-star respect I get from him, 5-star love I get from him, 5-star kindness, 5-star appreciation, 5-star empathy, 5-star everything comes from him. But then I turn around and start meeting people and I'm getting 2-star this from you, and 3-star this from this person over here, and 1-star this from this. No, he's saying follow the map. I'm the map. If people don't treat you how I treat you, they shouldn't be around you. That's the blueprint you follow. You don't follow some man's blueprint. Everybody's coming from me. You follow the blueprint that I have in place. The audacity for you to allow someone to treat you less than I treat you. The audacity for you to allow someone to respect you less than the respect I place on you. To believe in you less than the belief I place on you. To have less faith in you than the faith that I place in you. How dare you? Once I caught that, it was over. The moment I caught that, it was over. That's what changed my life. If you want to know what changed my life, it was that right there. One day he just gave me that. I was just sitting, just looking out the window. And he just put that thought in my brain and it changed my life. See, he's the blueprint. Man is not the blueprint. People are not the blueprint. Your little friends are not the blueprint. The people on social media are not the blueprint. He's the blueprint. And there are people out there that will respect you the way he does, that will love you the way he does, that will show up for you the way he does. There are people out there that will move like that. And there are some people that won't. Your job is to align yourself with the people that move the way he moves in terms of how they treat you. But if you allow a situation to remain where you're getting treated in a way that you don't get treated from him, then you're the problem. Period. The problem is you. Don't get to point your finger. The problem is you. Once I truly caught that, it was over with. It was over with. How are you my son and you're gonna sit here and let this person disrespect you? But I don't do that to you. Show up less for you, but I don't do that to you. Place less love on you, but I don't do that to you. See, one thing you got to understand about love is there's no medium. There's no medium when it comes to love. The person either loves you or they don't. The person either respects you or they don't. They either value you or they don't. There's no medium there. There ain't no, I kind of love you. There ain't no such thing. You either love me or you don't. Ain't no in the middle. Ain't no confusion. All the confusion comes because you don't want to accept the reality of the situation. That's what's making you confused. You don't want to accept it because you still clinging to the person. You still attached to the person. That's where all of the confusion is coming from. The person is showing you clear as day. I don't rock with you like that. Not because they're saying that to you, but because their behaviors are speaking a language to you that their words never will. Because see, if I'm taking advantage of you or if I'm manipulating you, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to hear. My words are going to say what you need to hear, but my behaviors and my actions are where the truth lives. And they're speaking a language to you that my words that don't align with my words. And that's why you're confused. You're confused because somebody is telling you that they love you, but their words are showing you that they clearly don't. But you're confused. The person is telling you left and right, I love you, I love you. You tripping. You're not seeing the situation clearly. But something in your spirit is saying something ain't right here. And that's what's creating the confusion. And the reason why it's creating the confusion is because you still want the relationship to work. You really want it to work. You don't want to accept the truth of the situation. You don't want to accept it at all. You're not ready to accept it. That's what's creating the problem. Because again, one more time, you don't place that 5-star love on yourself. You don't place that 5-star value on yourself. So you're looking for clues, you're looking for answers, you're looking for solutions. You're like, let's go to the therapist. Let's go talk to the relationship counselor. No person in history can jumpstart love. There's not a person in history that can jumpstart love. If you got to go talk to somebody about jumpstarting your relationship, love is not in it. How the hell you jumpstart love? You mean to tell me you're going to let somebody talk your partner into loving you again? Talk your partner into value you again? Talk your partner into appreciate you again? You that asleep? The only thing that therapist is getting ready to do is teach your partner how to manipulate you even more. Truth showed up with the whole damn SWAT team, man. I said the only thing that relationship counselor or relationship therapist is going to do is teach your partner how to manipulate you more. Why? Because you can't jumpstart love. The reason why you going to the therapist is because you don't experience the love. You don't feel the love. That's why you're going. But the truth of the situation is that the person doesn't really love you anymore. They just don't know how to tell you that. And you ain't ready to accept it. All of the signs is there, but you don't want to accept it. So we're going to go over here and pay this therapist all this money so that they can turn around and trick you and tell your partner what to say and how to show up and what to do so that person can extract more value from you and take you further down that river that you already going down right now. They're going to give them the whole playbook on how to continue to play you. That's all they doing. When you go into the therapist, they giving your partner the playbook on how to keep you, on how to rock you to sleep, and you the only one don't see that. Show up a little bit more, be a little bit more kind, say this, do that. They just gave them the playbook. Oh, okay, I got it. You the only one don't see it. You the only one don't see it. The relationship was over the minute you grabbed your keys and started heading to the therapist. The relationship was over within. You don't jumpstart love. Love is either there or it's not. You don't pump love up. You don't jumpstart love. There's nothing you can do when you in that situation, and when that person has fallen out of love. That person fallen out of love. And I question whether or not it was ever love, or whether it was not, or whether or not it was just that person had some desire, that person had some need, that person had some role that they needed you to play in your life. Because unconditional love doesn't work that way. I'm telling you now, you don't fall out of unconditional love. You can detach yourself from unconditional love, but you don't fall out of unconditional love. When I love you unconditionally, that means I don't need you to perform for me, baby. It means there is no performance. I don't have expectations on you. I don't need you to be anything. I love you. But if loving you causes me to hurt myself, then I have to detach from you. Not because I don't like you anymore, but because now it's hurting me now. If me loving you is causing me to hurt myself, if me loving you is causing me to show up small, if me loving you is causing me to abandon myself, then I got to disconnect myself from you. Not because you're a bad person, but because I love myself too much to stay connected to you. Period. See, sometimes you got to walk away from the love you thought you needed if it's costing you the love you have for yourself. What's up, Curl? Said, repeat that. Yeah, sometimes you got to walk away from the love you thought you needed if it's costing you the love you have for yourself, and because that's real self-love, and that's, unconditional love, which is how I operate. If I can't give you unconditional love, then I don't love you. Because there's only two things. There's either conditional love or there's unconditional love. So if I'm giving you unconditional love, it's not performance based. It's not based on some label that you carry. It's not based on some role that I need you to play in my life. It's based on me seeing you as you really are. It's based upon me taking the time to understand your story, and me taking the time to understand your pain and your childhood trauma and everything that comes with you, the quirks, the flaws, the weaknesses, the imperfections. I see it all. I love it all. I love your light. I love your dark. That's unconditional love. I love you for who you really are, not who you pretend to be. That's unconditional love. But if me loving you costs me abandoning myself, if me loving you costs me having to disrespect myself, if me loving you means that I got to shrink and show up and tiptoe around your emotions and your feelings, then I have to detach myself from you. And I tell my students this all the time. Disconnect doesn't have to always equal dislike. Just because I disconnect from you doesn't mean I don't like you anymore. It just means that I love myself too much, because I'm going to lose us both. Think about it. If a person is drowning in the river, they don't know how to swim, you don't know how to swim. Well, I don't hurt both of us jumping in the river to try to save you. We're going to both drown. I need to stay on dry land. Now I need to go maybe find a rope, or I need to maybe find some raft, or I need to find a stick. I need to find something that I can give you to help you get out of the water. But I can't sacrifice me trying to save you. And that's what happens in relationships. You sit here with this person that really doesn't know how to love themselves, and that's the reason why they don't love you. They don't love you because they don't know how to love themselves. They ain't never learned how to love. 9 out of 10 people don't have no clue of what love is. They don't know what love is. They get their idea of love from some love song or something they saw on TV or something they may have witnessed with their parents or grandparents. Most people don't know what love is. So if I don't know what it is, how do I know how to give it to you? Most people don't understand what it is. What they do understand is what they need from you. What they do understand is how they desire you. What they do understand is the role they need you to play in their life. That's what they understand. See, most people don't love you. They love their need of you. Oh. Truth has showed up with the damn SWAT team, I'm telling you. Most people don't love you. They love their need of you. And once their need changes, so does the love. Too much truth? I'll turn it down. If there's too much truth, I'll turn it down. See, this is what happens. Nicole, what's up, beloved? This is what happens when this is why self-mastery. This is all self-mastery I'm giving you right now. When you master you, then you'll master your understanding of other people, and you'll understand how people work. If you don't understand how people work, man, you in trouble. Because people can't, when you become a master of self, people can't play you anymore because there's nothing that they can take from you. When you don't know yourself, that's when you getting played. That's when you get manipulated. That's when you getting taken advantage of. That's when people are disrespecting you. You showing up small, you shrinking in the moment because you don't really know yourself. And you can't say that you value yourself if you don't really know yourself. How can you say that you truly value yourself if you haven't met yourself that deeply? How can you say you really love yourself if you haven't met yourself that deeply? And so that's what self-awareness and self-mastery is all about. You know what I'm saying? I got to get to the root of who I am. I ain't got time to try to figure out who you are, and I don't know who I am yet. Because see, people can only understand you as deeply as they understand themselves. People can only love you as deeply as they love themselves. And here's the problem with that, beloved. Most people don't love themselves. That's the problem. Most people don't really love themselves because they don't know what love is. I got to meet me first. That's when I discover what love is, because when you discover what love is, you really discover what God is. That's why self-awareness is so important. The day I meet me, I meet God at the same time. Same day. Same day. You got to understand what we're talking about, beloved. Your spirit doesn't come from this planet. Your spirit is on this planet right now, but it does not come from here. It got nothing to do with your job. Your spirit has nothing to do with your relationship. Your spirit has nothing to do with your kids. Your spirit has nothing to do with who you promote yourself to be on social media. Your spirit is not even entertained by any of that. Your ego is entertained by that, not your spirit. Spirit only communes and is connected to God. It's not connected to anything else. It doesn't give a damn about anything worldly. It don't give a damn about the celebrities and what they doing on TV. It doesn't give a damn about who your favorite singer is. It doesn't give a damn about who might win the Super Bowl this weekend. It doesn't give a damn about anything. Spirit came here for a reason and a mission. Sit directly from God, period. If you haven't discovered that yet, then you haven't discovered yourself that deeply. That's all I'm saying. Now, your ego is caught up on celebrity gossip. Your ego always comparing. Your ego gives a damn about what's happening with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Your ego is all caught up in politics. Your ego is caught up in, who did the latest this and who did the latest that. Your ego is caught up in all the BS. Spirit don't give a damn about none of that. Going back to my original point, when you said talk about the ego, yeah, I'm serious, man. That ego's, it's in the way. It's in your way. It's the only thing it's really what your spiritual awakening is all about. Spiritual awakening is all about you dismantling the ego. It's really all it's about. If you want to know the truth, I didn't master it. I didn't master it probably 15, 20 times. I didn't master the spiritual awakening process probably 15 or 20 times. I only needed to do it one time. But because I knew that this is what God wanted me to do, I kept doing it. Then I go back to square one again and I do it again. And I go back to square one again and I do it again. And I go back to square one again and I do it again before I even started coaching. So I understand it in my sleep. I understand it at the bottom of the ocean. I understand it if we on the moon. I understand it we in the rocket ship. I understand it everywhere I go. See, that's mastery. I tell you guys this all the time. You only become what you repeatedly do, not what you occasionally do. So I mastered it. That's why I'm able to teach it the way I teach it. But it's when it comes to ego, it's in the way, man. It's all the way in the way. I'm gonna do a whole live on ego. I'll do my next live. I'll do it just on ego alone. On ego alone. But let me say this real quick. What's up, Neffy? So good to see you, beloved. You're the only primary in your life. That's it. You are the only primary in your life. We're going to put God over here for just a second. What's up, Ash? So good to see you, beloved. You are the only primary in your life. Everything else in your life is optional. One primary. Everything else is optional. One primary. Everything else is optional. One primary. Everything else is optional. Here's the problem. Somehow, some way, the things that are optional are on the same level as the primary. And when I say they're on the same level as the primary, meaning you being disrespected by the things that are optional, you being verbally abused by the things that are optional, the things that are optional have all these opinions in your life. Everything in your life right now, God aside, is optional. You are the only primary. There aren't two primaries. It's not you and your kids are the primary. No, it's one primary. Everything else is optional. It's like when you go and buy a car at the car lot.
All of the colors are optional. You don't have to pick this color or pick that color. It's all optional. When you go furniture shopping, you might have 200 different couches in there, all optional. Different colors. This one is leather. This one is suede. This one is this. This one is that. Everything in your life is optional. So my question to you would be, how did the optional things disrespect you? How are the optional things verbally abusing you? How are the optional things treating you the way that they want to treat you versus the way you feel you deserve to be treated? How is that happening? And you claim to be a master of self, or you claim to be this 5-star person. But we've got all of these optional things coming in and having all of these opinions when everything in your life only has the power that you give it, beloved. Nothing in your life has power other than the power you give it, me included. I ain't got no power in your life right now. You could literally disconnect yourself from this live right now, and I would never be able to get back in your life. I can't push the door open. I can't kick the door open. I can't do anything. I have no power in your life, the same way that you have no power in mine. So anything that's in your life right now, you are giving it power. So you mean to tell me with a straight face, you're giving power to the very thing that's hurting you? In order for something to hurt me, I got to give it power first. In order for something to disrespect me, I got to give it power first. In order for something to not love me, I got to give it power first. Everything needs power first. Just like your cell phone. You can't call nobody when your cell phone don't have no power. You can't start your car when it has no power. You can't turn on the lights in your home when the lights don't have any power. Everything needs power. You the power. You are the power supply for your life. Whatever you give your energy to, whatever you give your attention to, you are giving it power. So that toxic relationship, you're giving it power. That friend that disrespects you all the time, you are giving them power because you're giving them the role in your life. And then you're giving them your energy and attention. See, this is self-mastery because that just doesn't make sense to me. We don't even get to the you accepting less than you deserve part because you got to understand I'm giving power to the very things that are hurting me the most. Then we claim to be so smart. It doesn't matter how many PhDs you got and MBAs and BAs and master's degrees. If you don't understand that, that's self-awareness 101. Everything in my life needs me to give it power, or it has no power. Right now, your job doesn't exist. You see what I just did? Right now, your job doesn't exist. Let me show you what I just did. I just made you think about your job. You weren't thinking about your job before I said that. The moment I said your job doesn't exist, you had a thought about your job, and then your job became illuminated in your mind. You gave it power. Right now, your kids don't exist because they're out of your mind. They're out of your consciousness right now. But I just made you think about them. And when I made you think about them, you gave them power. Boom, they illuminated in your mind. Everything that's in your life right now is being illuminated because you give it the energy and the power or the focus or attention. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Think about your mom right now. Boom, image of your mom pop up in your mind. You just gave her power. But she didn't have any power before I said that. Nothing has power. I'm just showing you that you give everything power. You give everything power. I got you, Devin. I got you, family. I'm just showing you. You weren't thinking about your mom before I said that. You weren't thinking about your kids before I said that. You weren't thinking about your job before I said that. Boom. As soon as I said that, they appeared in your consciousness. Everything appears in your consciousness. Once it appears in your consciousness, you got to give it power though. Now I'm going to give power to the things that are loving me. I'm going to give power to the things that are aligned with where I'm trying to go. I'm going to give power to the things that are in my highest and best interest. But what I won't do is give power to something that's verbally abusing me, giving power to something that's disrespecting me, giving power to something that's not showing up for me the way I want to be shown up for. Why would I do that? When I don't have to. When all of the things in your life are just optional. That's all I'm trying to get you to understand. Everything is optional. You're the only primary. That part right there, Rika, that part right there, beloved. Everything is optional. When you walk through life with an everything is optional mindset like I do, everything is optional. Think about the mall right now. Think about the prettiest mall you've ever seen. Just think about the mall right now. Just visualize that in your mind. You just gave the mall power. Mall didn't have any power before I said that. They have no power. I'm just trying to get you to understand you are the power. You are source. Everything starts with you. Your job is to make sure that what you align yourself with is always in your highest and best interest. That's all I'm saying. That part right there, Tara, that part right there, beloved. Yeah, whatever you give your attention to, you giving your power to. You know, and what I won't do is give power to something that's disrespecting me. Give power to something that's when it's got to come from me. Just think about what I'm saying. It's got to come from me. That's the equivalent. You got this lion in the cage. Picture that in your mind. You got this massive lion in this cage. Now the lion is in the cage, and the cage is locked. You're the only one with the key. Now that lion hasn't eaten in 2 or 3 days. And that lion is pacing around inside that cage, but that lion is starving. And then you walk over to the cage and unlock the cage, and then you wonder why the lion ate you. You gave the lion power. When that lion was in that cage, it had no power. You held all the power because you held the key. But the moment you walked over to that cage and you unlocked the cage, now the lion's got power. But it didn't have any power before you did that. Every single person is just like that lion in the cage. When you give them your energy, when you give them your attention, when you give them your focus, you give them the power to hurt you, to disrespect you, to verbally abuse you, to fill in the blank. Stop opening cages to these people that are hurting you. Then you sit here complaining. You sit here praying to God. He like you open the cage. What you praying to me for? Stop opening the cage. You didn't have to open that cage. That being the metaphor for you didn't have to give them your energy. You didn't have to give them your attention. You didn't have to give them your focus. You didn't have to give them your time. You did that. Then you praying to me. Come on, all eyes on me. VIP access only. That's it. That's all. VIP access only. That's it. That's all. They ain't gonna let you in the club if you're not VIP. I bet you that. Go to the same club that Kim Kardashian might be at. Go to the same club that DJ Khaled might be at. Go to the same club where LeBron hang out at and see if you can get that VIP. I don't give a damn how special you think you are. They're not letting you in that VIP. Why? Because that VIP is for certain caliber people. It works the same way with your life. When people want access to you, it should only be for certain caliber people. Certain caliber people should be able to gain access to you. But you can't let all these low quality, low caliber people have access to you, claim to be a VIP, and then wonder why you get hurt. Soon as you go to walk up to the club, I appreciate that, coach. Soon as you go to walk up to the club where you got LeBron and all these dudes, they all behind the rope. That security that lets you in when you really not a VIP like them is getting fired that night. I'm not getting fired immediately. Hey, we ain't gonna even have a conversation about it. The security that lets you behind that rope, when you really not on the same level as the people that's really in the VIP for real that deserve to be there, they're getting fired that night. See, what you have to do is you got to have the mindset of the boss that fired that security that let you behind that rope when you really didn't deserve to be there. That's that mindset you got to bring. Every single person that's underperforming in your life, you got to go. You got to get fired. You out of here tonight. It's not because I think you a bad person. It's not because I think you this or that. You don't deserve to have access to me. Bottom line. Now there's people that you fit. There's people out there that tolerate what you give. There's people out there that will tolerate the disrespect. There's people out there that will tolerate you showing up small. There's people out there that will walk on them landmines that you call your emotions. There are some people out there. I'm just not one of them. There's some people out there though. You need to go find them people because I'm not one of them. Everything you accept or tolerate from other people, you are the problem. Stop blaming other people for what you are accepting. Stop blaming other people for what you are tolerating. Stop blaming other people for what you are putting up with. See, that's where that's real self-love, and that's real self-respect, and that's real accountability. I can't blame you for what I tolerated. I can't blame you for what I put up with. I can't blame you for that. I told you guys this the other day. So many people didn't really connect with what I was saying. The red flags aren't in the other person. The red flags are in you. Because the red flags is what you accepted, what you tolerated, how you showed up small, how you tiptoed around their emotions. You were the one with the red flags. The person only reflected the red flags that you were carrying. Truth then showed up with the goddamn CIA. But you understand what I'm saying? See, we don't want to accept that. That's a truth that we don't want to accept. That may be too much truth for you. The red flags are in you, beloved. What do we say about the law of mirrors? The law of mirrors states this very plainly. You cannot see something in someone else that doesn't exist in you first. If you can see it in them, it's because it exists in you. So the red flags that you claim to see in them, you see them in them because they live in you. And when that person comes into your life, they only mirror what's already in you. The red flag was a version of yourself that tolerated the disrespect. The red flag was the version of yourself that doesn't really love you like that. The red flag was the version of yourself that walks on eggshells. The red flag is the version of yourself that doesn't speak your truth. That's the red flag. Once we eliminate those versions from you, every single person that comes into your life will really now be a reflection of your authenticity, will be a reflection of your true spiritual essence, because there's no red flags to reflect. That's why doing the work on yourself is so important. The red flags are in you. They're not in that person. That person reflects the red flags that you carry. So if you don't speak your truth and you don't live out of your authenticity and you still got unhealed versions of yourself and you got wounds from your previous relationships that you really haven't dealt with, you got some childhood trauma, that person is coming in to be your mirror to that. See, we don't attract from our strengths. We attract from our wounds. You understand that? One more time. We don't attract from our strengths. We attract from our wounds. God would be hurting you if he did that to you, beloved. He'd be hurting you. What kind of God would he be if he did that? Come on, Leticia, we got to let him know. What kind of God would he be if he did that? If he only brought people into your life that reflected where you are already strong, you ain't going to ever grow. How would you grow? Think about it. What kind of God would he be? If he brought all of these people that reflect you, we already know where you're strong. We don't need to remind you where you're strong. You already know where you're strong. What we need to remind you of is where you're weak. What we need to remind you of is where the work needs to be. What we need to remind you of is where you still need to heal. What we need to remind you of is where you're still showing up small in your life. That's what he wants you to see, not where you're strong. We already know where you're strong. So why do you need to be reminded of that? We know you're strong. We know that part already from the gate. We know that. You're the baddest thing on the planet. We already know that. You ain't catch none of what I just said. You're already the baddest thing on the planet. We already know that. You know, I use this analogy just as a qualifier, right? When you think about like solid marble, right? When you think about solid marble, and this sculptor is getting ready to take this solid marble and transform this solid marble into like the most beautiful statue in the world. But when you walk into the warehouse for the very first time, that solid marble, it's just a block. It's just a huge square block. It's maybe 6 feet tall, huge square block of marble. It's solid. But the masterpiece is already inside of the marble. The masterpiece is there, but you can't see the masterpiece at that time. Now, the sculptor knows in his mind what he's getting ready to create. So in that moment, it's not about addition. In that moment, it's about subtraction. He needs to start removing things from that block of marble so that the masterpiece can start to be revealed. That's what God is doing with you, beloved. So that toxic relationship is chipping away. The disrespect you received, chipping away. What happened with your childhood trauma, chipping away. All of the things that you call being wrong in your life, chipping away. What reality has been doing is chipping away at that solid block of marble that you are, so that the masterpiece can be revealed. All of the pain, chipping away. The suffering, chipping away. The heartbreak, chipping away. The failed relationships, chipping away. Because all of these things are giving you endurance. They're giving you wisdom. And they give you awareness. And eventually, through self-awareness and self-mastery and emotional intelligence, the masterpiece will be revealed. But the masterpiece is already there. So society has been chipping away, reality has been chipping away and chipping away and chipping away and chipping away. And the masterpiece is being revealed more and more and more and more each day. That's what's happening. So when I say you are a masterpiece and a work in progress all at the same time, that's not a play on words. What's happening right now with all of the things that you call negative, really it's only negative because of the way that you are defining your life. It's the definition that you attach to your life that hurts you more than reality itself. It's the way that you define your past that hurts you more than the experiences themselves. The experience is already over, but the story that you tell yourself about it is what produces your pain and suffering. And that's what's important for you to understand. I appreciate that, beloved. So when I tell you you're a masterpiece and a work in progress, that's not a play on words. That's not bumper sticker talk. That's literally the truth. And every single thing that you have ever experienced leading up to this moment, it was just chipping away at that solid block of marble that you are so that the masterpiece could be revealed, but the masterpiece is already there. Nobody has to add the masterpiece. We have to subtract some things so that the masterpiece can be revealed. See, I used to move through life, not as this version of me. I used to move through life as the solid block of marble. I was making solid block and marble choices, solid block and marble decisions, solid block and marble relationships. What does that mean? That being a metaphor for I didn't know who I was. I didn't know my value. I didn't know whose I was. I didn't have a powerful relationship with God. I didn't have anything, and so I'm just moving through life as that solid block of marble. And so many of you guys have been doing the same thing leading up to this journey that you're on right now with me. You've been moving through life as that solid block of marble, which means that just being a metaphor for you didn't really know your value. You didn't really know your worth. You didn't really know how powerful you are. So you just was moving as that solid block of marble, never realizing and understanding, we got to start chipping away at some things because that's what's going to reveal the masterpiece. And you're in the process right now. Every time you show up for a live, every time you show up to the podcast, every time you study, every time you shadow box, you just chipping away at that solid block of marble. You just chipping away. And at some point in time, there's going to be nothing left to remove, and the masterpiece is revealed. And that's the entire journey you've been on this entire time, which means that no pain has been wasted, no suffering has been wasted, no failed relationship has been wasted, no heartbreak has been wasted. Every single thing that has ever happened to you was designed to chip away at that marble statue that you are. God's masterpiece, not your significant other, God's masterpiece, not your friends, God's masterpiece. Now, come on, Rich. Come on, Rich, we got to teach you. Let me say this to you. I'm going to tell you something right now that should hit your whole spirit. Come on, Rich. I need me and you, Rich. We're in the car, me and Rich. We're going to ride out. I'm going to tell you something that should hit your whole spirit right now. Hit your whole spirit. How many of you guys, just type me. How many of you guys have ever went to the mall, right? You were looking for an outfit. Maybe you were going out that night, right? Maybe you were going out that night. You had some event, something you were going out, and you seen this one outfit. You was like, "Ooh, there it is." You would look. You maybe had been in about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, right? And you were looking for a particular outfit, and then you saw the outfit. But when you saw the outfit, it was on the mannequin, right? It was on the display. The outfit was just a display, but you saw it. And then you went and you was like, "Oh, I want the one on the mannequin right there." But they said to you, "You can't get that one because we don't have it anymore. We sold out." Right? We sold out. You saw it. And that was the one you wanted. But when you went in to see if they had your size, they didn't have it. They was like, "No, we sold out of that particular outfit. The only one that was left is the one that's on the mannequin." Type me in the comments if you experienced that before, or if you were with someone else that has experienced that before. Type me. Because that stuff like that used to happen to me all the time. Okay, let me bring it all together for you. Let me bring it all together for you. That's you. That's you. That's how God created you. You are his display model. People don't get to buy you. People don't get to possess you. There are no other sizes. There are no other ones coming. It's just you. You are his display model. People can be inspired by it. They can be motivated by it. They're going to want to take advantage of it. But the only model is the one that he has. And you can't buy it. Doesn't belong to anybody. You don't get to disrespect it. You don't get to abuse it. You don't get to take advantage of it. You don't get to do anything with it. The only thing you can do is marvel at it. That's what you get to do. You are God's display model. Your job is to inspire people like the one in the glass, motivate people like the one behind the glass. Be that inspiration for people like the one behind the glass. That's what I'm saying to you. And there are going to be people that come in and out of your life, and everybody's going to want the display model, but you can't get it. They're going to want to control the display model, but you can't do it. They're going to want to marry up the display model, put you in some case somewhere, but they can't do it. The display model belongs to him. He gave us one display model just so you could see, like the one inside the store. It's there for you just to see. The people know that they don't have no more of that outfit, but they know that that outfit is so amazing that it's going to make other people walk into the store because they hope maybe you'll buy something else. See, that's why they kept the display model out there. They kept the display model out there because they knew this is the best outfit we have. As long as we keep the display model there, it's going to keep people coming in the store. And maybe when they see that display model and they know they can't get that one, maybe they'll get some lesser version. Maybe they'll get some watered down version of the display model. But they can't get that one. And the owner of that store will not sell that display model. I don't give a damn what's going on. That's you. The day you start treating yourself like that display model that's in that 5-star store, everything changes. You get to look and be happy with that. You get to be inspired and be happy with that. You get to be motivated and be happy with that. I said be happy with it. That's all you get. And if that's not enough, they got some department stores down the street. If that's not enough, they got some stores down the street. If that's not enough, they got a mall on the other side of town, but you ain't gonna ever get this one. How you gonna let somebody disrespect the display model? How you gonna let somebody abuse the display model? We ain't got but one. That's all we got. We ain't got but one. That owner is not gonna let you walk up to that display model with your drink and in your hand and you sitting there fumbling and stuff like that. He ain't gonna let you do that. Wait, you need to set your drink down. That's all we got is this one. Start walking through life like the display model that you are, and everything changes. Can never be replicated. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Share the live to your stories, please, if you haven't already done so. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we get the medicine out. Absolutely, love it. Again, share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. That part right there, Bella Bella, can be replicated. What are we gonna do? You let somebody disrespect that display model, that's on you. All I'm gonna say. I appreciate that, beloved. You let somebody disrespect that display model. You let somebody disrespect God's display model. You let somebody abuse God's display model. You let somebody verbally abuse God's display model. You let somebody give the display model less than what the display model was really worth at that moment. That's on you, beloved. You let somebody spill their drink, pour their coffee all on the display model. The display model ruined now. You coldest thing moving. You hit the display model. That's why I tell you guys, you are the experience. Period. What's up, Deborah? So good to see you, beloved. That point right there. Again, real quick, you guys, do me a favor. That part right there, Devin, coldest thing moving, period. Ferrari on 2 feet. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories real quick if you haven't already done so. Essence, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Share the live to your stories real quick if you haven't already done so.
That part right there, tar a Ferrari on 2 feet. Just think about what I'm saying. And that's low key disrespectful for me to even say that, because you can produce the Ferrari. The Ferrari can't produce you. You can produce the Rolls Royce. The Rolls Royce can't produce you. You can produce the mansion. The mansion can't produce you. Think about what I'm saying. You can produce the skyscraper. The skyscraper can't produce you. So how can anything that you can produce that can't produce you be on your level? Just really think about what I'm saying. How can anything that you can produce with your mind, and you can, be on the same level as you, but the thing can't produce you, but you can produce the thing? The thing, come on now. The thing can't build you, but you can build the thing. And you got the thing on your level. See, that's mastery. You got to create space between you and everything you create. That's what's hurting you. You don't have space there. See, self-mastery is very simple. I got to create space between me and everything that I create. There's me, and then there's what I create, and then there's that space in the middle. The things that I create will never be on my level. The same way that you will never be on God's level. You can save every baby in this country. You will never be on his level. You can end hunger in this country. You will never be on his level. You can stop all the violence. You will never be on his level. You will never be on his level. And the same way that you will never be on his level is the same things that the things that are happening in your world can never be on your level, because you are the creator of that. He may be the creator of the world. You are the creator of your world. And the things in your world can never be on your level. That's what's hurting you. You got the things in your world on the same level as you, especially when you're giving them the power to disrespect you, and giving them the power to hurt you, and giving them the power to verbally abuse you, and giving them the power to not show up for you. You're giving the things in your life too much power. See, everything that I create is only an extension of the value that I bring to the moment, period. And when you get to that mindset, everything that I create is an extension of my value, baby. That relationship is an extension of my value. Those cars, an extension of my value. These clothes, an extension of my value. The friends, an extension of my value. Everything is an extension of my value, but it can never be on the same level. Listen, the creation can never be on the same level as the creator. The moment that you put your creations on the same level as the creator, you didn't disrespect yourself. You ain't gonna never be on God's level. You ain't gonna never be on his level. You're his creation. How you gonna be on his level? And the same thing applies to your life. Everything in your life can never be on your level, because you're the creator of it. And as the creator of it, I may need to remove this thing. I may need to add something different. So I can't be emotionally attached. I can't be clinging to the thing. I can't be all, attached to the thing, because when I do that, now I'm not going to see the situation clearly. Some of you guys are walking around with your creations on the same level as you. And some of you guys are walking around with your creations and you place them on a pedestal above you. We call that toxic relationships. You didn't place this person on the pedestal above yourself. That's why the relationship is toxic. We ain't even got to talk anymore about it. That's the reason why it's hurting you. You don't know who you are. Wish I would put something on the same level as me. And I'm the creator of the thing. I'm responsible for why the thing is here to begin with. Everything in your life is there because you're responsible. You either created it, you manifested it, you attracted it. It's there because of you. Wish I would. That's the problem. You don't have space between you and the things that you've created. Nothing that I've created, which means that I don't care. If I lose a car, I don't care. I still got me. I can get another one. I lose the house, I don't care. I've still got me. I can get another one. I lose the relationship, I don't care. I still got me. I get another. And I got GOD. I got me and GOD. I got the coldest team on the planet. I lose nothing. When I lose the relationship, I lose nothing because I still have me. When I lose the car, I lose nothing because I still have me. When I lose the job, I lose nothing because I still have me. That's what I mean by creating space between you and the things that you create.
But the average person on this app, you walking around, you lose a relationship, you spiral out of control. You lose the car, you spiral out of control. You lose your money, you spiral out of control because you don't have mastery over yourself. You don't really know what you are as of yet. You don't know how powerful you are. I've got me and I've got God. I got the coldest team on earth. And I showed up with nothing. So I'm playing with house money right now. I showed up with nothing. It's just like you. When you showed up, you didn't have a thing. You didn't have a thing in your name. You didn't even have a name when you showed up. Everything that you have right now, you inherited since the day you were born. So you didn't show up with anything. So I'm playing with house money right now. I'm so up right now, it's crazy. I'm like Vegas. I'm so up right now, it's mind blowing because I'm playing with house money. So yeah, I might lose a person over here. I might lose a car over there. I might lose an outfit over here. I don't give a damn about that. I'm still super up because I didn't show up with anything. What you all stressed out about? What you frustrated for? What you got all this anxiety worried about the future for? Man, you got to start flowing like the river that you are. You got to get that impermanence mindset. Everything in your life is going to change. The only guarantee in your life is change. Stop walking around with a fixed mindset. When things are changing in your life, you sitting there upsetting yourself and frustrating yourself and spiraling into depression because somebody walked out of your life. Who give a damn about that? Focus on who's coming, not on who left. Most important thing in the world is what's coming next. I don't think you caught what I just said. Ain't no way you caught what I just said. I said the most important thing in the history of this world is what's coming next. Not what happened now, what's coming next. And most definitely not what happened 5 minutes ago. What's coming next is infinitely more important to your life than what walked out. I can guarantee it. And your whole life, if you look back over your life right now, you'll see it. Every single relationship that walked away from you, a better one came. And then a better one came. And then a better one came. Looking back since you was in your teens. They all got incrementally better over time, but we fail to see that. Then you sitting there in that moment, you sit there thinking, I ain't gonna never be happy. I ain't gonna never find another person. And then you did. All that pain that you felt that moment, all that anxiety that you felt that moment was unnecessary. And then you keep doing that from relationship to relationship to relationship, selling yourself some story that you can't be happy without this person. But then you got past that person and you got over that person and your heart healed. And you were okay, and then you found somebody new, and you fell in love again. Come on, quit hurting yourself unnecessarily. What are you doing? You hurt yourself unnecessarily. You keep selling yourself some story as though history hasn't taught you that what's coming is greater than what's gone. Look at your life. Just to put yourself in park for 5 seconds to look at your life. Everything you thought you couldn't live without, when you were in the heat of that moment, you made it through. You wouldn't be standing here if you didn't. But you forget about that. You don't ever look at that. Because you've been programmed and conditioned to do subtraction all day. You always looking at what's missing. You focus on what's gone. You focus on who's not there, who's not loving you, who didn't show up. This person didn't call me. They took too long to text me. Come on, man, what are you doing? You hurting yourself, baby. I ain't got time for none of that. I'm the value. So I'm not worried about texting anybody. I'm not worried about calling people. I'm not worried about who's not. I'm too busy doing me. You don't catch up to me, you won't catch me. I'm on the freeway doing 200 all day. So if you ain't in a Ferrari, you ain't gonna catch me. That being a metaphor, if you don't move how I move, you're gonna get moved on from. It's that simple. I ain't gonna sit here and go you be doing 55 on the freeway to figure out what your problems are. You need to speed up. That's the problem. What's slowing you down is the relationship you have with yourself. What's slowing you down is the level of love you have for yourself. What's slowing you down is the level of belief you have in yourself. And you got to get in that Ferrari, get up out of that Hyundai. God didn't build you to move slow. You moving slow because you worried about what people think. You worried about who's loving you. You worried about what other people's opinions. You worried about external validation. You thinking you're happy now. We ain't got time. All that's slowing you down. It's making you heavy. Get out of that minivan. I'm light. I show up. I'm light. When I show up to the moment, I'm empty-handed. I don't have nothing. The present moment doesn't need you to bring anything to it. That's the problem. You keep bringing your problem to the present moment. You bringing your pain to the present moment. You bringing who you used to be to the present moment. You bringing things to the present moment that it didn't ask you to bring. That's it, Ellie. That's it, beloved. I'm in a 2-seater Ferrari. I got room for me and God. That's it. That's all. I'm traveling light. Everywhere I go, I'm traveling light. I might have a backpack on, and that might be too much. I'm traveling light. I don't keep bringing who I used to be. I don't bring yesterday's losses and mistakes. I don't bring my pain. I don't bring who didn't love me. I don't keep bringing things to the present moment. The present moment is not your problem. It's not your problem. It's what you keep bringing to the present moment that's creating all the problems. Yeah, I was just saying that the present moment. So this is how reality works. The present moment doesn't need you to bring anything. We call this present moment freshness and awareness. Present moment freshness means that I experience the moment in front of me with no residue from what happened in the previous moment, with no projections on what might happen in the next moment. So I'm looking at each moment with present moment freshness. I'm not bringing yesterday's losses, yesterday's failures, yesterday's mistakes, yesterday's failed relationships, the pain from all of my yesterdays. I'm not bringing that to the present moment. Let me give it to you in a way I know you won't miss it. I want you to picture that you have a friend, and this friend is a billionaire. They live in a $50 million house. Now you got a regular job. You work at Amazon, you work 9 to 5, you make good money. But your friend invites you to this party, and everybody at this party is A-list, 5-star people at this party. So your friend invites you to the party. So you go to the mall that day and you go find the best outfit that you can afford, boom, and you come to the party. But when you come to the party, you got like 6 or 7 suitcases with you. So you knock on the door. Your friend opens the door, but they're looking at you like, why you got all that luggage with you? You're like, well, I just want to come to the party. Oh, okay, but why do you have all the suitcases? The suitcases being a metaphor for your pain, your problems, your programming and conditioning. Your friend is like the present moment. Your friend is like, why didn't you just show up? Why did you bring all this stuff with you? You like, well, I just wanted to, just in case I wanted to change outfits, but you don't need to do that. You're only going to be here for one day. You're going to be here for a few hours and then you're going back home. That's how we move through life. 9 out of 10 people on this app right now, when you show up to the present moment, you got all this luggage with you. Who you used to be, you got your ego packed in there, you got your persona packed in there, you got all of the different masks you wear packed in there, you got your pain packed in there, you got all of the failed relationships packed in there. And the present moment is like your friend at the party where it's saying, why did you bring all of that? Because by the time we dismantle all of that, I'm gonna be out of your life. And then the next moment is going to come. You showing up with the luggage again. So you're not seeing reality as it is. You're seeing reality through your thinking. You're seeing reality through previous experiences. Those are the filters that you're seeing reality to. You can't enjoy reality because you're too busy living an old one. That's the problem. 9 out of 10 people, I guarantee it. It's how you moving. You showing up to the moment with a bag full of stuff that don't add no value to your life. We can't edit what's in the suitcases. We can't change what's in the suitcases. We can't do anything. See, I tell my students this all the time. You have your life, and then you have your life situation. Your life is this moment, Your life situation is everything that has ever happened to you leading up to this moment. Your life situation is how most people live through. They're not living through their life because, again, their life is this moment. They're living through their life situation. They're living through their pain. They're living through the wounds. They're living through their past traumas. They're living through the failed relationships. They're living through the masks. They're living through their ego. So you're not living in the present moment. You're not even experiencing the present moment. You're only experiencing your thoughts about the present moment, what you project onto the present moment. So you're not seeing reality as it is. You're seeing it as you are. You're seeing it through your pain. You're seeing it through your traumas. You're seeing it through the failed relationships. You're seeing it through the character that you play. And that's how you're seeing reality. So you're not experiencing life. Again, you're just experiencing your thoughts about life. That's really what you're doing. And so most people don't see. Yeah, we all have sight, but vision happens in awareness. Vision happens through your mind. And that's what's so important for people to understand. And so, yeah. And we're doing that because we're always trying to control things. We're always overthinking. We're so worried about losing things. We got all these attachments. You're walking through life with all these expectations. You're putting psychological contracts on people. You need people to be this for you, and this person believe in me. Is this person over here clap for me? You're not enjoying life, man. So this is why self-awareness is so important, because most people, again, you're not experiencing life. You only experiencing, your thoughts about life, and you project that on, and in your mind, to your programmed mind, you think you're really seeing reality, but you're not. That part right there, family, micromanaging everything. You need all these people to show up and be certain things for you so that you can be happy. That's how when you got expectations, see, all of your suffering is coming from your expectations. All of it. All of the suffering in your life, all of the pain you feel. It's humanly impossible for you to experience any pain if you don't have expectations. If you don't have expectations placed on anything, you will experience no pain. If you don't have any expectations placed on any person, place, or thing, there will be no pain. And that's what God is trying to get you to understand. Stop placing expectations on things. Let everything be what it is. You don't place expectations on the ocean when you go to the ocean. You let the ocean be what it is. That's why you have such a good time. You don't place expectations on nature when you out in nature. You let everything be what it is. That's why you have a good time. But when it comes to your real life, you got all these expectations on people. You got expectations on the outcome. You got expectations on the roles that you need people to play for you. And all of these expectations is tied to your happiness. That's the problem. That's why it's so hard for you to be happy all the time. Because every time that somebody does something that's out of alignment with your expectation, you punish yourself. Every time that reality doesn't align with your expectation, you punish yourself. Every time that reality is out of alignment with what you think should be happening in that moment, you punish yourself. You're not punishing the world, you're only punishing yourself, which is why it's hard for unconditional love to be in you. It's hard for joy to be in you. It's hard for happiness to be in you. Your emotions are going like this all day because of the expectations that you place on life. Life doesn't need you to place expectations on it. Life needs you to experience it. Life needs you to be in alignment with it and be ready and understand that I trust God so much that I know He's prepared me so that whatever comes in my way, I'm going to be able to deal with. That's what makes life good. When you place expectations on people, places, and things, you're trying to control life. That's what's causing all your suffering. You're not living life. You're too busy trying to control it. I'm telling you, when life is so easy, it's so easy. See, let me tell you the beautiful thing about life. What's up, Raven? So good to see you, beloved. Let me tell you the beautiful thing about life. Life is like the best surprise party you have ever been to. It's really what it's like. And that's actually how we're supposed to live, how we're supposed to live it. I want you to picture in your mind, you're at your home or your apartment. It's your birthday. And a friend shows up and they say, come take a ride with me real quick. So you go for a ride with your friend. And then your friend starts tipping you off about the fact that all of your family has this huge surprise party. You have no idea there's a surprise party going on. But your friend starts giving you all of these clues about the surprise party that you're on your way to with them. So now you already know what's getting ready to come. That's how the average person is living life. So when you get to the surprise party, you're really not surprised because they ruined it for you. And that's what God is saying. When you're placing all of these expectations on people, places, and things, you're ruining the surprise party. The beautiful thing about reality is that you really don't know what's coming next. You have no idea, but you're trying to control it. You like the friend in the car. You're ruining it. God has already prepared you for whatever it is that's going to show, whatever it's going to show up, I promise you, you prepared for it. So all that stressing, all that worrying, all that anxiety that you're creating, all that depression, you're creating that because you're too busy trying to control things. So you're ruining the party. The party being the metaphor for your life, you're ruining it. You're not enjoying it because you're too busy trying to control it. You want to know what's coming at every turn. That's the problem. You got to take your hand off the steering wheel. You got to either trust God or what you trust in. If you don't trust him by now, what are you trusting? Where you putting your trust? You putting it somewhere. You're either putting your trust in that things are going to work out, or you're placing that trust in the fact that you think things won't work out. And that's the difference between whether you are happy or sad. See, the average person wakes up and you're either placing that trust that things are going to go exactly how you need them to, or that trust is being placed that things won't go the way you need them to. That's called anxiety. That's called worry. That's called stress. So anytime that you are experiencing any of those negative emotions, it's because you're not trusting. You don't have faith. You're trying to control. You've got expectations on something, and that's what's producing your suffering. That part right there, Jazz. And faith and fear cannot exist in the same moment. So I'm either have faith in this moment or I'm going to produce my fear. And I'm producing the fear because I don't have faith. That's why the fear is coming. The fear is coming to let me know you're not trusting right now. We've been looking at fear wrong the entire time. The fear is letting me know you don't have any. That's why I'm here. I'm here as an indicator to let you know you're not believing right now. You didn't let Hollywood trick you into thinking that fear is some terrible thing. No, fear is your ally. It's not your enemy. Fear has never been your enemy. You made it your enemy, and you made it your enemy because of the way you defined it. Fear is the best thing that ever happened to you, more loyal to you than every person you call a friend. And when you understand fear and you have a healthy relationship with fear, it changes your whole life. I ain't been afraid in I don't know how long. Afraid of what? My Father is the creator of everything. Can't nothing hurt me nor harm me, disrespect me nor nothing. I can only tolerate certain things, and then I produce the problem. So fear is your ally. It ain't never been your enemy. You let people trick you into thinking that fear is a bad thing, so that's how you define it. So you're so terrified of it. Fear is connected to value. That's what you need to understand. Every time you experience fear, it's because there's an abundance of value placed on whatever that thing is you're getting ready to go after. Fear comes for multiple reasons. Fear comes because you're not trusting, but fear also comes because something that you want is connected to value. That's why you experience the fear. If there's no value there, there's no fear there. So that fear is an indicator that the thing that you're getting ready to go after represents significant value to you, and you need to go after that. Your job is to pursue the fear. Chase fear. Don't run from fear. You chase fear, because everything on the other side of the fear is a better, more powerful version of yourself. Fear is your compass. Fear is the blueprint to the life you want. You pursue what makes you afraid, because everything on the other side of the fear is success. Just look at it through your spiritual common sense, and you should see it. That part right there, Kev, fear is your compass. I follow fear. I chase fear. If it doesn't make you afraid, that means that it's not going to add a lot of value to your life. If it makes you afraid, that means it's going to add significant value to your life. Just use your spiritual common sense. Think about what I'm saying. Why are you not afraid to wash your car? Because it's not going to add value to you. Why are you not afraid to cut your grass? Because it's not going to add value to you. Why are you afraid to climb that mountain? Because it's going to add value to you. Why are you afraid to go talk to that woman at the end of the bar? Because it's going to add value to you. Why are you afraid to go after that new promotion? Because it's going to add value to you. Fear is connected to value. Think about it. Just use your spiritual common sense and you should see it. All right, let me drop something else off real quick. Let me say this to you. God didn't let them break you. He let them expose themselves. Some of you guys are going through some things right now. I'm just going to talk to you spirit to spirit, essence to essence, real quick. Spirit to spirit, essence to essence, which is really what all your conversation should be. Not ego to ego, not mask to mask, because nobody's listening. Spirit to spirit, essence to essence. All your conversation should be that. Are you not talking? You're not learning anything, and the person's not learning anything. It's too much programming going on. God didn't let them break you. He let them expose themselves. Them speaking negatively behind your back and you found out about it, that's exposure. Celebrate that moment. Their lack of loyalty, that's exposure. Celebrate that moment. The disrespect and the verbal abuse, that's exposure. Celebrate that moment. Stop giving people access to you that God has already exposed. Stop giving people access to you that God has already exposed. That's when you get hurt. Because you start making a story, you start excusing behavior, you start, okay, I'm going to give you another chance. God already showed you. He didn't already expose the person for you. And then you go and undo what's been exposed so that you can hang on to the person just a little bit longer, so you can get hurt just a little bit more. This is why we get hurt, because we don't listen. He didn't expose that person, showed you who they really are. We turn around, I'm going to give them another chance, and we start listening to, I'm telling you, listen, this is why we don't become the most powerful version of ourselves. You got to be in alignment with him. He exposed that person for a reason. You got to be aligned with him. Once I see what you are, I automatically see that you don't have my best interest at heart. There's nothing else to talk about. They got nothing else to talk about. I'm not going to give you an opportunity to show me twice what you showed me the first time. You don't get to fumble me twice. I'm not going to even put myself in a position to be fumbled because I don't know what you might do. Me accepting you back only makes you smarter now. Stop giving people access to you that God has already exposed. He exposed them for a reason. There's a reason why he showed you who they really are. Let me tell you something about a snake that you may not even be thinking about. A snake will bite you in private when no one else is watching and then remove the venom in public. The snake will bite you in private when no one else is watching and then remove the venom in public. That being a metaphor for they talking about you behind your back, disrespecting and throwing dirt on your name behind your back. So that's the bite. They bit you behind your back. They bit you when no one else is watching. But then they try to remove the venom in public. That being a metaphor for. Now all of a sudden the person is in your face, they smiling, telling you how much you mean to them. You my friend, you my this, and you're my that. So you saying that to my face, but behind my back, when no one else is watching, you biting the hell out of me. One more time, a snake will bite you in private when no one else is watching and then offer to remove the venom in public so they can look like the hero in that moment. God has already shown you how certain people feel about you. And he showed you how certain people feel about you through the people that really care about you. Somebody that really cared about you or that really cares about you came and tipped you off to something that you were blind to. Came and woke you up to something that you were completely blind to. And then you turn around and you ignoring all of that, only to let the person back into your life so you can get bit again. You need to get bit twice. You need to get bit 3, 4, 5 more times. How many more times do you need to get bit? You got bit the first time. That wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. That's what hurts us. Giving people the opportunity to fumble us twice. Giving people the opportunity to waste your time twice. That's why we get hurt. Just first bite wasn't enough. You swimming through the ocean, that shark come and took half your side out. That wasn't enough. You back in the ocean the next year. Stop pretending not to see what God is showing you. I understand you may be attached. I understand you may be clinging to this person. I understand that you have sold yourself a story that you can't be happy without them. It's just a story. It's not reality. You're going to be just fine without that person. See, God will use people against you to move you into your purpose. You got to catch this. Please catch this part. God will use people being against you to move you into your purpose, because that's where your power lives. That's where you are supposed to take that energy from that person being against you, disrespecting you, throwing dirt on your name, speaking negatively behind your back. That's where you pull that energy from. And you pull that energy from that situation. Don't attack yourself with that energy. Don't sit there, I'm not enough and I'm not lovable and what did I do? All that weak energy. Why me? Get out of all that weak energy. You are supposed to use that situation as a springboard or a catalyst, because that's what's going to move you into your purpose. Because that action that you take after that, I can promise you, is in alignment with your purpose. It's in alignment with who he ultimately wants you to become. And what he needed to do was remove that person from your life, because that person may have been derailing you. That person may have been slowing you down. That person they were in your way somehow, some way. So one more time, God will use people being against you to move you into your purpose. That's why the majority of you guys are here right now. Because some of the pain, because of some pain that somebody caused you. Somebody caused you some pain somehow, some way. That's how you got here. You didn't get here from birthday parties and celebrations. You're here in this moment because of something that you're dealing with. There's not a single person on the face of this earth that's not going through something right now. All of us are going through something. So your pain is what brought you here. You don't go back to the very thing that caused you the pain. You leverage that pain to move into your purpose. And that's why you don't take anything personally. I leverage everything. This is what it means to transmute the negative energy. You take the energy, you take the pain from that situation, and your job is to transmute that pain, to leverage that pain, to be your springboard to become the most powerful version of yourself. That's what I do. Doesn't matter what's going on. Somebody walks out of my life, I'm leveraging that. This person speaking behind I'm leveraging that. I'm gonna get in that show you energy. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you that the fumble that you made when it comes to me, because two things are gonna happen. You're gonna either show that person because you're gonna become something stronger than you were before they hurt you, or they're gonna show you and prove to you that you were worthy of whatever it is they gave you. Two things gonna happen. You're going to either take the negative energy from that situation and you're going to use that to spring you into who you are ultimately supposed to become, or you're going to become a reflection of your pain. See, I tell people this all the time. When you stay with your unhealed trauma long enough, you will transform yourself into the very person that caused it. I said, when you stay with your unhealed trauma long enough, you will turn into the person that caused it. You will become a reflection of your anger. You will become a reflection of your depression. You will become a walking, talking billboard for that experience. See, in life, when you stay where you are, you fail where you are. If you stay where the pain is, you become the pain. That's important for you to understand. When you stay where you are, you fail where you are. You stay with your pain, you'll become it. You stay with that trauma, you'll become it. You stay with that person that's hurting you and abusing you and disrespecting you, you'll be a reflection of it. Look at it through your spiritual common sense and you'll see it. That's why most people are walking around so angry, so frustrated. So they stayed with the pain. They stayed with the trauma. They never healed it. So they became a billboard for that experience. They became a walking, talking billboard for that particular experience. And then you meet the person. They put on the mask. You meet the person, add the person to your life. And then you're going to meet that pain. At some point in time in the relationship, you're going to meet that pain. Because at some point in time, they're going to get so comfortable that they're going to feel like they can take the mask off now. And that's when the pain is going to show up. And you're going to catch all of that. You're going to catch it. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Share the live to your stories real quick if you haven't already done so, please. I appreciate it. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, let's turn up. Yeah. So what's the
You know, your job is to be the observer of your movie and to be the observer of your movie from a place of non-emotion. That's mastery. That's your job. Be the observer of the movie of your life and be the observer from a place of non-emotion. What does that mean? I'm looking at my life and I'm looking at my life with no emotions attached. Why is the no emotions attached important? Because your emotions are going to keep you blind. Your emotions are going to only allow you to see the situation through how it impacts you, not how it impacts the other person, just how it impacts you. So your life is like a movie. Every single person in your life is only some character in your life. They only have the power that you give them. Here's what I need you to do. Your life is not only a movie, your life is a silent movie. No words, no labels, no titles. You want to become powerful? You want to never get hurt again? You want to never get manipulated again? This is how you look at your life. It's the same way you watch a silent movie. If you've ever watched a silent movie, you'll know exactly what's going on in the movie based upon the actions of the characters in the movie. They don't even need words. They don't need subtitles. They don't need anything. Just the actions in the behaviors in that moment will tell you everything that's going on in the movie. Look at your life the same way. Why is that important? Because words, people will manipulate you with your word, with their words. People will rock you to sleep with their words. Most of you guys are in a situation right now where the person is telling you one thing, but their behaviors are saying something else. And that's why you're confused. So what's important is this. You look at your life just like you're watching a silent movie. No words, no labels, no subtitles, no this is my mom, and what about my brother, and what about my friend, and damn, what about? Look at every single person and score every single person based upon their actions and their behaviors and how they love you and show up for you. See, what you have to understand, think about your dog. Your dog can't speak to you. Your dog has never had a conversation with you, but there is zero doubt in your mind that your dog loves you. Zero doubt. Or if you got a cat, zero doubt that that creature loves you. They don't have to tell you. Their actions and behaviors are telling you that. That's how you look at every single person. So you remove the labels, you remove the titles, you remove the this is mine, you remove all of that from your life. And you look at your life like a movie. How are the characters in the movie performing for you? How are the characters in the movie treating you? How are the characters in the movie that called your life showing up for you? And you're just looking at it that way from a place of non-emotion. You just watch it. Some people may be giving you an Oscar-worthy performance. Some people may be underperforming. Your job in that moment is to remove the people that are underperforming. Disconnect doesn't have to equal dislike. We talk about that all the time. But you can't be in my movie and you giving me less than I deserve. You can't be in my movie and I've got Oscar-worthy people in my movie and you sitting here giving me some B-level performance. I can't allow that to happen. But that's how you look at your life. Then you never get played, you never get manipulated. The person is just going to show up for you and go hard for you when they won't. Get all of the words out. Get the titles out. Get the labels out. Get the potential out. Get the one day they might be out. Get all of that out of your mind. And then and in that moment, you're seeing everything clearly and accurately with no illusions, no filters, no anything. You're seeing reality for the very first time. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. If I'm looking at your life, let's just say I'm a fly on the wall, and I'm looking at your life. I don't hear the words. I don't hear anything. I'm just looking. If I'm looking at your significant other and the way your significant other treats you, would I walk away from that situation saying, damn, he really loves her. She really loves her. Or would I be confused because all this shouting and fighting going on? That's what I'm saying. You got to look at your life through that filter, not emotion. Look at all the characters in your life right now. Nobody has power. There's not a single person in your life that has power. So you look at your life like a silent movie. Let go of the words because that's manipulation. If that person is not what you need them to be, you're going to be manipulated. You're going to be rocked to sleep. So get rid of the words, get rid of the labels, get rid of the titles, get rid of the potential, get rid of the one day they might be, get rid of all of that. And just watch the movie. Because if you don't love that movie, you will never love your life. If you don't love that movie, you will never become the most powerful version of you. If you don't love the movie,
Just gotta love the movie, man. And the only person you can blame if you don't love that movie is you, because you're the director. Every person's role you assigned. There's not a single person that has a role in your life right now that you didn't specifically assign. All assignments come from you. So when you're not loving your life, just go look in the mirror. Go have a conversation with that image in the mirror that you see. Don't blame your significant other. You don't show up for me. Don't blame this person over here. Don't blame anyone. Just go look in that mirror and have a conversation with that reflection, because that's the only one responsible for taking your life to the next level. That's the only one responsible for putting up with the things you put up with. That's the only one responsible for tolerating things that you shouldn't. Beloved, you said you're single, you winning. So right now, I want to help you guys. I want to give you guys something that could literally eliminate your suffering. You'll never suffer again. If you apply what I'm getting ready to teach you right now, you'll never suffer again. See, the only relationship, Fernando, so good to see you, my brother. The only relationship, Sean, I appreciate that, beloved. The only relationship I'm really in is my relationship with God. That's the only one I'm really in. Everything else is an extension of that one. So when that one is powerful, all the rest have the potential to be powerful. If that one is weak, because my connection with him was weak, then all of my other relationships are going to be weak. That's just how it works. It took me so long to realize that. Again, I'm not talking about church. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about personal relationship with him. Because that relationship is powerful, because I am awakened, because I'm self-aware, it gives me the ability to have a powerful relationship with every other person that I come in contact with, right? Because this one is intact. When this one is not intact, all the rest of them are going to be weak. He ain't going to let you have a powerful relationship with somebody else and you ain't have one with him. It ain't going to work that way. At some point in time, you're going to get hurt bad. And that's what's going to lead you back to him. All right, so I want to give you guys something. I want to give you guys something that's going to put you in a position to have like an incredibly. I'm going to give you something that's going to put you in a position to where you'll never suffer again. You'll never suffer again. All you got to do is apply it. If you apply what I'm getting ready to give you, you'll never suffer again. So I'm going to help you to really see through the delusion of your me, because that's what's in your way right now. Your me is in the way more than anything else. And your me is the version of you that your mind and your life experiences have created. So what's your me? Your persona, your reputation, the mask you wear, who you promote yourself to be out in the world, your pain, your suffering, your ego, all of that is the me. Okay, that's what you call me. So when you say they hurt me, they lied to me, they cheated on me, this is what I'm getting ready to give you. That's really what you're referring to. Again, and your me is the version of yourself that your mind and your life experiences have created. If you just do this one exercise every day, multiple times, it's going to change your life and eliminate your suffering. I promise you. So here's the thing. I would like for you to notice how much is a thought and how much is reality. Starting from this moment moving forward, doesn't matter what happened yesterday. I want you to notice how much is a thought and how much is reality. Because if you remove all thoughts, the only thing that's left is reality, beloved. Your suffering is not coming from the experience itself. Your suffering is coming from the thoughts that you add to the experience. I'm going to qualify that one more time. Your suffering is not coming from the experience itself. Your suffering is coming from the thoughts that you are applying to the experience. So this exercise is very simple. It's just for you to notice throughout the day how much you are thinking about what is happening and how much is actually happening. There's what's actually happening, and then there's the thinking that you apply to what's happening. And they are completely different things. Because the problem is that in every single situation that we have throughout the day, we have opinions about what's happening. That's the problem. Let me say that one more time. The problem is that in every single situation that we have throughout the day, we have opinions about what's happening. So it's not the situation that's hurting you, it's your own opinion about the situation that's hurting you. We're always judging what's happening. And here's what people don't understand. Thinking is automatic judgment. So if you were to walk down the street and you would have just asked the average person, do you judge people? No, I don't judge anyone. Do you think? Yeah, I think. Well, then you judge. Period. That's what thinking is. Nobody's ever taught us that. Thinking is automatic judgment. It's humanly impossible for you to think and not be judging at the same time. That's what your thinking is. Thinking is evaluation. Thinking is judgment. Period. So for all those people, I don't judge people. Do you think? Yeah, I think. Well, then you judge. Period. I'm going to qualify it. I ain't going to just tell you that. I'm going to qualify it for you. One more time. Thinking is automatic judgment. The moment you think, you've already begun to judge. The moment you start thinking, you've already begun to judge. And you've gotten so good at this that oftentimes you are completely unaware that you're doing it. So I'm not blaming you. You don't even know you're doing it. How can you think about a flower without evaluating it? Right here, I'm going to catch you. How can you think about a flower without evaluating it? So you walk up and you see this beautiful flower. The first thing you thinking, ooh, it's pretty. That's an evaluation. That's judgment. Or it's ugly. That's an evaluation. That's judgment. It's tall. It's yellow. It's this. It's that. All of that is judgment. You're judging it. And you're not judging it for what it is. You're judging it based upon some flower that you've seen in all of your yesterdays. So you're really not seeing the flower as it is. You're seeing the flower through your judgment of it. You're seeing the flower based upon some flower that you got in your mind that you've seen some time ago. That's what you compared it to. So if you call the flower pretty, you're comparing it to flowers that you've seen that were ugly. If you call the flower ugly, you're comparing it to flowers that you've seen that were pretty. Anytime that you're walking down the street, you say, ooh, he's so handsome, or ooh, she's so pretty. You're comparing it to something that's not. That's where you got it from. You say a Rolls Royce is beautiful because you know what the opposite of a Rolls Royce looks like. That's what you're comparing it to. That's where you got your idea of beautiful from, or your idea of pretty from things that were the opposite of that. And we don't understand that. So all of your thinking is predicated on that. So when a person walks into a restaurant, you're not seeing the person as they are. You're seeing your thoughts about that person. You're seeing what you're projecting onto them. Or if you say they're unattractive, you're doing the same thing. You're comparing that person. You're saying they're unattractive based upon someone that you deem as attractive. All judgment. You a master at it. So, and I'm only saying this to you so that you can understand that as you're moving through the world, beloved, you're not seeing reality. You're seeing your judgment of it. You're seeing your evaluation of it. You're seeing your opinion of it. You don't see. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm telling you right now with a straight face, your spiritual common sense should be activated right now. You don't see, beloved. See, to see the thing as, come on, I need to walk with me here. You don't appreciate the thing. You're too busy thinking about it. How can you appreciate it when you're sitting here analyzing the thing? You're not appreciating the thing for what it is because you're too busy thinking about it. So you're not enjoying what it is. See, witnessing is the highest level of wisdom because witnessing means that I suspend my thinking. I want to see this thing for what it is. I want to see my opinion about it. I don't want to see my projection of it. I don't want to go into my database in my mind and start comparing it to something else that may be attractive or less attractive or whatever. No, witnessing is the highest level of wisdom. To see something as it really is. Because the moment that you apply your thinking to it, you done contaminated the thing. The moment you apply your judgment to it, you're not seeing the thing as it is anymore. You're seeing it based upon something that you've seen in the past. So you just colored the thing. Man, I've never seen that person before. Instantly, I'm putting my thoughts on pause. I'm shutting that down. I'm just looking at the thing. I'm marveling at it. It could be a flower. It could be some insect. It could be a person. It could be whatever. I'm seeing the thing. This is what awareness is. I want to see it. I want to see my thoughts about it. I already didn't experience my thoughts before. I don't want to see my thought about the thing. I want to see the thing itself. And I want to enjoy that visual experience without contaminating it, without coloring it with my thoughts. I've ruined it. That's like if you walk into an art gallery, you got this beautiful painting. You pull out your lipstick and you start writing on it. You ruined it, but that's what your thoughts are doing. Your thoughts are the equivalent of you pulling out some lipstick or some chapstick or whatever, and you start writing on it. You ruined it. You're not seeing it. You've altered it. You've changed it. That's what God is trying to let you know. See reality, beloved. I created this world for you. Why don't you see it? Stop thinking about it. Stop analyzing it. Stop judging it. Just look at it. Again, it's all love. You know, so good to see you, beloved. It's all love. I'm just I'm helping you to understand that. That's why awareness is you transcend the mind. With awareness, you have to transcend the mind because your mind is limited. Your mind has to judge, beloved. It doesn't have a choice. It doesn't have a choice. It has to judge. It's going to judge everything because that's what thinking is. Thinking is automatic judgment. Thinking is evaluation. You're evaluating the thing. You're not seeing it because you're too busy evaluating it. So you're projecting your thoughts onto the thing. So you're coloring it. So you're not seeing it. Thinking is impossible if you're not going to judge because the mind judges everything, especially other people. Your mind is a master at judging other people. Again, if I were to tell you to look at a flower that you've never seen before, but don't think, what would you do? See, that's the thing. That's the exercise. You take something, you train yourself the same way you taught yourself how to be what you are. You take something, take that flower and sit it in front of you, but you can suspend your thinking. This is how I train. I'm sitting there. I don't want to think about the flower. I just want to witness it. This thing is beautiful. I don't need to think about it. I need to see it. It's in front of me. What do I need to think about it for? You can think about the flower if it's not in your presence. You think about the flower when you no longer have access to it. That's when you think about it. We were created to think about things when you can't get to the thing. That's when you think about it. If I'm with you, I want to experience you. I ain't got to be thinking about you. Why do I need to be thinking about you if I got you right here in front of me? That means that I'm not experiencing you because I'm only thinking about you. But if I have you here, one more time, witnessing is the highest level of wisdom. So if you're with me right now, wouldn't it make sense for me to focus on the fact that we're here together right now? Let me experience all of you. And then when you go home, when you go back to your city or wherever it is you're from, now I can think about you because I don't have access to the real you. But if I have access to the real you, why do I need to think about you? Because your thinking comes from your past. Your thinking comes from what you've already experienced. Your thinking is old. Thinking isn't new. Witnessing is new. Thinking is old. So the moment I start thinking, I'm taking something from that has already happened and I'm applying it to something that's happening right now. That doesn't make sense, beloved. That doesn't make sense. Think about it. This should hit you with your spiritual common sense. If I'm with you right now, I'm trying to take you in. I'm listening to you. I'm focused on what you're saying. I'm meeting you spirit to spirit, essence to essence. What I need to think about. My thinking is what I've already experienced. So why do I want to experience something old when I have what's new in front of me? Why do I want to think about you when I have the real you directly in front of me? I got the real you directly in front of me. I'm sitting here thinking about you. That doesn't make sense. I should be listening. I should be focusing. I should be present. That's what present moment freshness means. It means to experience this moment with no previous carryover from some other moment. Right? That's all I'm saying. Type me if you're picking up what I'm saying. Talking to my students right now. I want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody behind. Cash, you got it? Y'all, you guys picking up what I'm saying? Big homie, I know you got it. But see, I'm showing you why we suffering. Because we walking through life. You're not witnessing. One more time, witnessing is the highest level of wisdom. I don't need to be thinking of. I'm sitting. I'm seeing the thing. I'll think about the thing when I get home. I'll think about the movie. Think about a movie. When you're watching a movie, you're present in that moment, whether you realize it or not. When you're at a movie theater, you ain't sitting there thinking about your problem. You're so entranced, right, in that movie experience in that moment. You're not thinking about your problems. You're not thinking about what's wrong in the world. You're not thinking about what didn't happen. You're not thinking about all of that because you're so present in the moment. You're just witnessing because you don't know what's going to happen next. So you're just witnessing what's going on. Now, if it's a movie that you've already seen before, you might be thinking in that moment because you already know what's coming. But when you're sitting there watching a real movie, reality is a real movie. You don't know what's coming. So when you're doing all that thinking, you're not enjoying what's actually happening. Think about it. If I'm at a movie theater with you, we're sitting here watching a movie we've never seen. And all the thing I'm doing, I'm in your ear. I'm talking the whole time. I'm interrupting the movie. You can't enjoy the movie because you're too busy listening to me talk. That's what we're doing. When you start thinking, it's the equivalent of you sitting here. God is putting on the best movie in the world for you, and you sitting here thinking all day. Now enjoy the movie. You ever went to a movie with somebody? They sitting there talking the whole time. You be like, I wish these people would be quiet. I can't enjoy the movie. You interrupted, and you talking about something that's old. You're not talking about something that's brand new. You're talking about something that's already happened. Yeah, they sitting there on the phone or just doing something, and you just distracted. That's what I'm saying. So you're present and in that moment. One more time, thinking is impossible if you're not going to judge, because the mind judges everything, especially other people, right? Awareness allows you to witness the beauty of a flower or a person free from judgment, free from my thinking. I don't need to think. If I'm with Big Homie, or I'm with Divine, or I'm with Lynetta, I'm too busy enjoying them. I'm watching the sunset. I'm too busy enjoying it. I'm watching the ocean. I'm too busy enjoying it. I don't need to be thinking. When I suspend my thinking, now I can enjoy it. When I start thinking, I'm not really present. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. The moment you start thinking, you're no longer present, because you're in your thoughts. So you're experiencing something old now. You're not experiencing what's new. You're experiencing what's old, because your thinking is everything you've already experienced. One more time, witnessing is the highest level of wisdom. We are comparing what is happening right now. And what we are comparing and judging and having opinions about is based on our previous experience of some situation that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing in that moment. So that's what's happening when you're thinking. You're locked in on some previous experience that really has absolutely nothing to do with what's happening in that moment. And the problem with that is we no longer are present and in the moment, because we're in our thoughts. We're no longer present and in the moment because we're in our thoughts. And that's what reality is waking you up to. And that's what's producing your suffering. Reality is trying to get you to understand you're not in the moment. You're in your thoughts about the moment. If you're thinking, you're in your thoughts. And your thinking is something that you've already experienced. So you're not experiencing reality. And that's what God is trying to wake you up to. You're not experiencing reality. You're experiencing your thoughts about it. So this exercise is designed to help you become aware of how much you, let me say that one time. So this exercise is designed to help you become aware of how much thinking about what is happening and how much is actually happening. There's what you're thinking about, and then there's what's happening. And they're two completely different things. There's what's happening, and then there's your thinking about what's happening. Why would you need to think about what's happening versus just witnessing it? You're sitting there with the thing. Why do I need to think about what I'm witnessing? Because the moment I start thinking about it, I go to sleep. I fall asleep. I'm unaware. I'm disconnected. I'm detached in that moment. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Here's what's causing the suffering. Your thoughts are describing what is happening versus accepting what is happening. Now we're getting into it. This is what's causing your suffering right here. This is where the medicine is coming. Your thoughts are describing what's happening versus accepting what's happening. And here's the question I want you to reflect on for just a moment. I just want you to reflect on this question. How much are your thoughts adding to what is happening? Think about that for a second. Think about that. How much are your thoughts adding to what's happening? We already said that witnessing is the highest level of wisdom. Okay, we get that part. We're going to put that over here. Now you're looking at the situation. And when you're thinking, what do we say? Thinking is automatic judgment. Thinking is evaluating. So you're not even experiencing the situation because you're evaluating it. You're describing it, right? For example, let's say that you have a situation. Somebody is angry at you for something, right? You have a situation and somebody is angry at you about something, for something. And you start to get your feelings about that. Those feelings that you have in your body are only happening in you. And your feelings are not being generated by what they are saying. Because I could replace you with another person hearing the exact same words, and they wouldn't have the same reaction as you at all. The person is saying something, They are speaking into a truth that you recognize something about you, and you don't want that to be true. See, when a person is talking to you, they are saying certain things that may be reflective of something that you believe to be true about yourself. That's what's making you angry, not the words. But that person is saying something to you in that moment that you know in your mind might have some truth to it. And what hurts you is not what they said. What hurts you is that what they said came too close to the truth. There are things in life that you want, and then there are things in life that you don't want. And anytime that something that you don't want is happening, that's when you upset yourself. There's only two buckets that you move when you move into life. There's things that you want and there's things that you don't want. And anytime that something happens that you don't want, you punish yourself. But you're not seeing reality, beloved. I'm gonna give you the best example of this, and then we're gonna unplug. I'm going to give you the best example in the world. I'm getting ready to give you an analogy here that you can't miss. You won't be able to miss this. I want you to imagine that it's raining. Just picture that in your mind. You sit in your house, your apartment, wherever you may be. Picture that in your mind. It's pouring down rain outside. Pouring down rain. I'm talking about raining cats and dogs. Just picture that in your mind. The rain's so loud you can hear it. It's just, you hear it everywhere. Picture that in your mind right now. So it's raining. So the rain is actually happening. So we can do about it. The rain is happening. But the rain is neutral. The rain is neutral. And your description of the weather is that it's raining. So let me tell you what you're saying to yourself. It's cold. It's raining cats and dogs. I'm going to get wet. I hate it when it rains. The rain is going to ruin my hair. You know, it's going to ruin my outfit, etc. In that moment, you just added your thoughts to the rain. That's what I need you to catch. In that moment, you just added your thoughts to the rain. I'm just showing you how you add your thoughts to reality, how you add your, now the rain was neutral. Rain wasn't bothering you. The rain didn't come with emotions. The rain didn't come with feelings. It was just neutral. But you started to think, you started to describe the rain. And it was in your description of the rain that upset you, not the rain itself. When you said it's going to ruin my hair, it's going to ruin my outfit, it's cold outside, I hate it when it rains. What you did is you took reality and you added your thinking to it. And when you added your thinking to it, you upset yourself. But when you lack self-awareness, you think the rain is responsible for the way you feel. And here's the problem. Now you're walking around, you're moody, gloomy, you done lowered your vibrational frequency, happiness is not in you, and then you're encountering other people that you're going to project that attitude onto. But you're blaming it on the rain. But the rain didn't do anything, beloved, because the rain is neutral. But the thoughts that you added to the rain is what hurt you, and that's what you're doing. So when you're looking at that person walking into some coffee shop, you add your thoughts to them. You look at a black person and you're racist, you add your thoughts to them. You look at a white person and you're racist, you add your thoughts to them. But it's not the person that's bothering you. It's the thoughts that you add to the person that's hurting you. But you blaming them. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. The person walks out of your life. They tell you they don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. The situation itself is neutral, like the rain. Doesn't have the power to hurt you. But in that moment, you add your story to it. You add your thoughts to it. You start to describe it. That's where your suffering comes from. Not from them walking out, but from the story you just created in your mind about them walking out, from how you described it, from the thoughts that you added to it, produced all of your suffering. But you'll blame them. He broke my heart. She broke my heart. No, beloved, you did. You broke your heart. The person's actions are neutral. Everything in reality is neutral. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is that you are adding your thoughts. You are adding your thinking. Thinking is automatic judgment, right? You're adding your descriptions, and that broke your heart, not the person walking out. And the day you fully understand this, everything changes. So one more time. It's raining outside. Let me give it to you one more time. Just make sure you catch it. It's raining outside. The rain is reality. It's actually happening. It's not bothering you. The rain doesn't come with emotion. The rain doesn't come with feelings. The rain doesn't come with anger. It comes with nothing. It's just neutral. And watch this. The same rain that you complain about, someone else is happy for. The farmer on the other side of town is jumping up and down because he needs the rain for his crops. He hadn't gotten rain in a while. So the same rain that upsets you brings peace to him, brings happiness to him, brings joy to him. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Why? Because he adds different meaning to it. He adds a different story to it. He adds a different definition to it than you did. But it doesn't matter what you added or what he added. The rain is still neutral. It's still neutral. The rain is like, you guys can call me whatever you want to call me, but I'm not hurting you guys. What you add to me is what's hurting you. What you add to that relationship when that person walks out is what's hurting you. What you add to the critique, when that person criticizes you or they judge you, it's just like the rain. It's neutral, it doesn't have any power. But you add your thinking to it. You add your descriptions to it. You add your judgment to it, your thoughts to it, and then that hurts you, not what they said. So one more time, it's raining. The rain is actually happening, but the rain is neutral, no power at all. And your description of the weather is that it's raining. That's where you started. So you said it's cold. It's raining cats and dogs. I'm going to get wet. You know, I hate it when it rains. The rain is going to ruin my hair. It's going to ruin my outfit, right? That's the story that's what you added to the rain. The rain was bothering you. The rain was fine. You added all of that to the rain. That's what upset you. But you've been doing that your whole life, is what I'm trying to get you to understand. I'm just giving you the rain as the example, but you've been doing it with everything. It's not reality that's hurting you, beloved. It's everything you add to it. It's your description of it, the way you define it, the thoughts that you attach to it, the meaning that you give it. That's where your pain is coming from. Not the person that walked out, not the job that let go of you. All of those things are neutral as the rain. They can't hurt you any more than the rain can. And now you've upset yourself. What I want you to do is stop describing everything, because your descriptions are your own thoughts being added to the situation. And that's what creates the problem, not the situation itself. And for everybody that's in the Mindset Masters community, I'm going to put this piece in the community for you guys so you'll have it.
There's more to it, but I'll give it to you guys in a community. That way you guys can do what you do. All right, real quick, for anyone, absolutely. Real quick, for anyone that's new to the platform, if this is your first time on the live with me, just type me in the comments real quick. Love you too, Ella. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Again, type me real fast. If you are new to the platform, please type me in the comments. Boom, got it. Absolutely, absolutely, Brown. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, real fast. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach, specialized in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, emotional intelligence. I specialize in helping my students and my clients globally to become the most powerful versions of themselves. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness: How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? This book is a bestseller. It is a game changer. If you are on that journey or path to becoming the most powerful version of yourself, it's most definitely a must read. This book has changed tens of thousands of people's lives all over the world, and it will do the same for you. Having said that, if you are struggling with depression, anxiety, if you are struggling with imposter syndrome, if you're struggling with a lack of confidence, right? Just your self-confidence isn't where it needs to be. If you're not believing in yourself, you don't have a lot of faith in yourself. If you struggle with procrastination, right, which is the big one. If you struggle with akrasia, which is an elevated level of procrastination, if you struggle with just doubting yourself in fear and just not knowing what your purpose is, the community that I have created is exactly what you need. The Mindset Masters community is a community that I created for not just my students and my clients, but just for people that are seriously ready to take their life to the next level, because that's what it's all about. The Mindset Masters community it's martial arts for your mind. It's really what it is. It's like kickboxing for your mind, boxing for your mind, where you're going to have access to me. You're going to have access to all of my live streams like you're watching right now. There's hundreds of them in the community. You're going to have access to my podcast. You're going to get me as your virtual coach. You're going to get me as your mentor, your accountability partner, and together, right, we're going to create what's known as the synergistic relationship. And a synergistic relationship is where the 1 + 1 = 3. The mathematician will tell you that 1 + 1 can never equal 3, but in spiritual and self-mastery and self-awareness, it does, because the combination of the two creates a third thing. The third thing is the new mindset that you're going to develop. What's important for you to understand is that everything that's happening to you right now is happening to you based upon the arrangement of your mind. And if you don't know what the arrangement of your mind is, and you don't know how the arrangement of your mind impacts your life, that could be not what's producing 99% of your problems. What's important for you to understand is that every single thing that has ever happened to you leading up to this moment right now is what's responsible for the way your mind is arranged. I'll give you a great example of that. The thief, the beggar, and the billionaire. The thief, the beggar, and the billionaire. They all have the same mind. Here's the problem. They have different arrangements of the same mind. For example, the billionaire believes that he can go out and build the life that he wants. He believes that he deserves private jets, and he deserves the best mansions, and he deserves to go to the best parties, and he deserves just the best of the best in life. That's what he believes, and he's willing to go and build that. The beggar thinks that it's in his or her best interest to just sit around and to wait for someone to come and give them whatever spare change they may have. Now, that beggar has the same mind as the billionaire, but it's arranged differently, which means that their results are different, right? And then you have the thief. The thief has the same mind as the billionaire and the beggar, but it's arranged differently.
And what that thief believes is that it makes more sense to him or her to take it from you. So the billionaire wants to go and build it. The beggar wants to wait for it. And the thief wants to take it. They all have the same mind, but they have different arrangements of that mind. And the arrangement of your mind is literally how you see the world. It determines what you accept or tolerate in your relationships. It determines what you believe you deserve. It determines how you show up to the world. It determines how much you love yourself. It is responsible for whatever your results are in your life right now as we speak. Period. And so if you don't understand that, how do I change the arrangement of my mind? By changing my consciousness. And we'll get into all of that later. But I just wanted to tee that up for you so that you can understand whatever the results are that are showing up in your life right now is the byproduct of the arrangement of your mind. One more time, the billionaire sees the world one way. The beggar sees the world in another. The thief sees the world in another. But the point not to be missed is they all have the same mind, but they're all receiving different results. So the same mind that Jay-Z has is the same mind that you have. The same mind that the person that built the space shuttle is the same mind that you have. But I can change the arrangement of my mind at any time. That's what's important. That's how you become powerful. See, I understand what I need to do to transform myself into the most powerful version of me. Most people don't. Because if I don't change the arrangement of my mind, nothing changes. No matter the books you read, doesn't matter what you do, you have to understand, how can I change what I don't understand? I got to understand it first before I can start making changes to it, right? So that's why that's important. So having said all of that, that's what the Mindset Masters community is all about. That's a beautiful word right there, D. That's a beautiful word, application. It's all about application. And so with the Mindset Master community, again, you're going to gain access to me as your coach. It's time to become powerful. We're going to take all the sugar off the cake. Okay? It's time to become powerful. It's time for you to become the greatest version of yourself. It's time for you to become something so powerful that people will never want to walk away from you again. It's time for you to be fearless. It's time for you to be relentless. It's time for you to eliminate all the excuses. It's time for you to eliminate all of your doubts. It's time for you to eliminate all of your limiting beliefs. It's time for you to understand that the only obstacle in your life is called YOU. It's time for you to understand that, because the life you want is waiting for you. You're not waiting for it. And once you become unlocked and you become fully unleashed, you will understand how to manifest the life that you want. You will understand how to transform yourself into the greatest and most powerful version of you, where you're fearless, where you're strong, where you're powerful. That's what this community is all about. One more time. It's like martial arts for your mind, kickboxing for your mind. Just picture that in your mind. See, you can master your physical body. That's what martial arts will do. But what's infinitely more important is for you to master your mind. Because you're taking that everywhere you go. And that's the filter that you're seeing reality through. And that's what's so important about that, right? So that's what's going to happen. It's not a maybe, it's not a might. If you show up into this community and you bring burning desire, just a burning desire, that's it. Just a burning desire to become something greater than you are in this moment, you will transform into the person you've always hoped you would become. Because we are hunters in our community. We are hunters for who we have yet to become. That's what we're hunting. I'm not hunting who you might become. I'm hunting who I have the potential to become. That's what I'm competing against. You are competing against your procrastination. You are competing against your fears. You are competing against the anxiety that's self-imposed. You are competing against the depression that's self-imposed. But most importantly, you're competing against who you have the potential to become. That's what's important. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the greatest tragedy in life is not who breaks your heart. The greatest tragedy in life is not whether or not you go to college. The greatest tragedy in life is never living up to your potential, never discovering who you might have been. What's worse than that? I don't know a thing on this planet that's worse than that. You never discovering who you could have become. Nothing is worse than that. So that's what we're hunting. Every single day when we show up and we put in the work, every single day we are hunting for who you have the potential to become. And we won't take our foot off that gas pedal until you are standing in the shoes of the person that you have always wanted to be. Period. Period. So that's what the community is about. The community itself. I have in this community the single most powerful female executive coach on the planet. So between the combination of what she brings, coupled with what I bring, coupled with you just showing up with some burning desire, it's all we asking you to bring. The combination of that will unlock something in you that will blow your mind. Okay, so the community is $1 a day. That's it. We priced it as cheap as we possibly could. $1, $29 a month. That's it. No contracts, no obligations. We are cheaper than therapy, but 10 times more powerful. We're cheaper than your cell phone, but we add more value. Cheaper than your car payment, but we're going to add more value. Cheaper than every probably bill you got right now, but we're going to add more value. See, we go after value. That's what we chase. It's about continuously adding value to you, right? That's what it's all about. So if you are ready to seriously take your life to the next level and to take me on as your coach, to take me on as your virtual mentor, and to join the fastest growing community on social media with people that are like-minded just like you, type me in the comments right now. What you guys are going to want to do is copy and paste that link. And this is what you guys are going to receive. When you sign up today, you're going to get a free copy of my book. Okay. So when you sign up today, you're going to get a free copy of my book. It's going to come in ebook format, right? It's going to come in ebook format, so you'll have it by the end of the day. And the book is $29. So really, you signing up today for free. So you're getting something for free today. You either get the book, or you pay for the book, or you pay for the community. Both, you're getting something for free. So copy and paste that link. Copy and paste the link. Put it inside of your browser. It's going to take you to get signed up. Once you get signed up, it's game over. We're shaking the foundation today. Everything changes today. The beginning of forever starts today. Doesn't matter what happened yesterday. We're not even worried about that. What happened yesterday is no longer important. Who walked out of your life is no longer important. The person that broke your heart is no longer important. Again, copy and paste that link, put it inside your browser. It's going to take you to get signed up. You'll be inside of the community and you're ready to go. That part right there, Olga, that part right there, that part right there. And for you guys, that's already a part. And that's another thing. I do exclusive live streams inside of the community every Tuesday and Thursday night. I didn't mention that. I apologize. I do exclusive live streams inside of the community every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. My apologies for not remembering that.